Something extraordinary is unfolding right now, and you are at the very center of it. This is not a coincidence. This is not an accident. You are meant to be here, reading these words at this precise moment. A sacred event is about to take place, one that has been divinely orchestrated for you. Today, a God-chosen government official is looking for you, not just anyone because you specifically. What do they know about you that the rest of the world doesn't? What have they seen that even you might not fully understand yet? Could it be that they have recognized something hidden within you? A power? A calling? A divine anointing for wealth and influence? Could this be the moment when everything in your life shifts? Imagine for a moment, a powerful government official, handpicked by God, reaching out to meet with you privately. Not for political reasons. Not to ask for favors because they have witnessed something undeniable about your destiny. They see a force within you, a supernatural connection to abundance, favor, and prosperity that is about to manifest. But here is the real question. Do you see it too? This might be the moment you have been waiting for your entire life. Could this be the long-awaited turning point? The moment when God reveals your true purpose and leads you straight into the financial breakthrough you've been praying for? If something in your spirit is stirring right now, acknowledge it. Comment 777 below as a declaration that you are stepping into divine alignment. This is about unlocking a reality that very few will ever step into. A kingdom wealth transfer is on the horizon, but it will only be received by those who recognize the signs and seize the moment. The doors to supernatural increase and divine positioning are swinging open. Will you step through them? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could be the exact knowledge you need to walk into your breakthrough. What happens next may very well change the course of your entire life. You are stepping into a new season of your life, one that has been divinely orchestrated. It is a calling, a sacred invitation into something far greater than you have ever imagined. While many walk through life only acknowledging what is visible to the eye, you have been given a gift, the ability to perceive the unseen. You recognize what others overlook. You sense the intricate, invisible forces that shape the world around you. This is no accident. It is a deliberate choice made by God, a divine selection that sets you apart for a unique and powerful purpose. Deep down, have you ever felt there was something different about you? Have you ever noticed the way people look at you, as if they see something in you that you yourself have yet to fully recognize? Perhaps there have been moments when you felt destined for something greater, even if you could not quite put it into words. That feeling is not your imagination. It is the truth. God has placed a special vision inside your heart, a vision that sets you apart, a vision that speaks of influence, abundance, and transformation. And now, the world is beginning to take notice. People in positions of power, those who shape economies and lead nations, have recognized something extraordinary within you. They see the qualities that make you stand out. They sense the potential that has been placed inside you, waiting to be unlocked. And now, something unexpected is happening. A government official, chosen by God, is searching for you. This is not an ordinary encounter. It is a divine appointment, a moment designed by the Creator Himself. But why? What is it that they see in you? What knowledge do they possess that you are yet to fully comprehend? Could it be that they recognize a strength, a wisdom, an anointing that even you have not fully embraced? Could it be that they see you as part of a much bigger plan, a plan where wealth and influence are being transferred into the hands of those who have been chosen by God? You are not here by accident. You have been positioned, prepared, and called for such a time as this. Everything you have been through, every trial, every hardship, has been leading you to this moment. And now, the doors are opening. The opportunity to step into your divine destiny is before you. The question is, are you ready to walk through? Something powerful is unfolding within you. A shift so profound that it defies logic. A transformation so extraordinary that it can only be orchestrated by God. You have walked through fire, endured hardships that would have broken most, faced betrayals that cut deep, and encountered obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome. And yet, here you are, still standing, still rising, still pressing forward. The world may have expected you to fall. Your enemies may have assumed you would give up. Even you, at times, may have doubted whether you could withstand the storms that came your way. But through every trial, through every tear, through every dark night when hope seemed like a distant dream, you endured. And that endurance is not by accident. There is something within you, something the world cannot comprehend, a force greater than mere willpower, stronger than sheer determination. It is divine power, the kind that only those chosen by God can recognize and harness. It is the ability to rise when everything around you is telling you to fall. It is the strength to keep going when the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders. That power is transformation. You have the extraordinary ability to take everything meant to destroy you and turn it into the very thing that fuels your success. While others see suffering as the end of the road, you see it as the beginning of something greater. While many allow pain to define them, you use it to refine you. What others view as a stumbling block, you transform into a stepping stone. Your struggles have not been in vain. Every challenge, every disappointment, every closed door was preparing you for something greater. Your pain has not been wasted. It has shaped you, molded you, strengthened you in ways you never thought possible. It has built resilience in your spirit, wisdom in your mind, and fire in your soul. Consider this. Gold is purified through fire. Diamonds are formed under pressure. The strongest trees are those that have weathered the fiercest storms. Likewise, the trials you have faced have not been punishments. They have been preparations. And now, the shift is happening. The old is being stripped away, and the new is emerging. You are stepping into a season where everything that once worked against you will begin to work for you. Where the doors that were once shut will start to swing open. Where the very things that caused you pain will now propel you into purpose. What once broke you is now building you. What once wounded you is now awakening you. You are standing on the edge of something magnificent, something life-altering. You are stepping into the destiny that was always meant for you. So take a deep breath. Stand tall. Walk boldly into what is next, knowing that everything you have been through has prepared you for this very moment. This is not just a season of change. This is your transformation. The moment is drawing near. Can you sense it? The doors that once seemed locked are about to open, and when they do, you will look back and realize that everything you have been through, every struggle, every setback, every moment of uncertainty, was shaping you for this very opportunity. Nothing was wasted. The pain, the disappointments, the battles you fought in silence, all of it has been part of a divine preparation. You were never forgotten. You were being refined for something far greater. As one of God's chosen, you have been set apart, called to something beyond the ordinary. You were not meant to simply exist, to go through life merely surviving. You were created to thrive, to walk in divine abundance, and to step into the fullness of your destiny. But the question is not whether you are chosen. The question is, are you ready to claim what has already been prepared for you? This is more than just another season. This is a divine moment in time. A moment where everything shifts, where the pieces finally come together. God, in His infinite wisdom, has placed you exactly where you need to be. He has orchestrated every step, every delay, every detour to bring you to this place, at this precise moment. The doors that no man could open are now being unlocked by His hand. The opportunities that once seemed out of reach are now aligning in your favor. But will you step through? Throughout history, God has called His people into moments just like this. Moments that changed the course of their lives forever. He called Abraham to leave everything behind and follow a promise he could not yet see. He led Joseph from the depths of a prison to the heights of a palace. He positioned Esther, an orphan girl, to become a queen and save an entire nation. He anointed David, a mere shepherd, to rise as king over Israel. And now, He is calling you. Perhaps you have felt it, a stirring in your spirit, a whisper in your heart telling you that you are on the edge of something extraordinary. You may not be able to explain it, but deep within, you know that change is coming. You are standing at the threshold of a divine breakthrough. It may not always make sense. The process may have been painful. There were seasons when you questioned why certain doors remained closed, why the journey felt so long, why the answers didn't come when you expected them to. But even when you could not see it, God was working behind the scenes. Even when you didn't understand, He was preparing the way. This meeting, this divine appointment, is not a coincidence. It is God's perfect timing. It is His orchestration. It is His will. You have walked in faith when everything around you suggested otherwise. You have endured trials that tested your strength, and yet you have not been defeated. Now He is positioning you for the very thing He has promised. Your faith, your perseverance, and your trust in Him have brought you here. But now you must decide. Will you embrace the destiny that has been waiting for you all along? The opportunities, the blessings, the divine favor, they are already yours. But you must be willing to receive them. This is not the time to shrink back in fear. This is not the time to hesitate. This is your time to rise, to step boldly into the abundance that has been prepared for you, to walk in confidence, knowing that God Himself has paved the way before you. The doors are open. The path is clear. Your time is now. Step forward. Claim your divine inheritance. Walk into the life that God has destined for you. This is your moment. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to show your support and join us in continuing this mission. Your generosity, your engagement, your willingness to open your heart to God's voice, that is more than enough. Like this message. Comment below. Subscribe so you don't miss any future revelations. And most importantly, step into your divine calling. May God bless you richly. May His favor surround you. May you walk boldly in the path He has set before you. You are chosen. You are powerful. You are stepping into divine abundance. The best is yet to come. What I'm about to share may surprise you, perhaps even shock you. But let me tell you this. If you are watching this video right now, it's not by accident. The universe, guided by divine orchestration, has brought you here for a reason. God is preparing something extraordinary for you. Your life is about to change forever, and soon you will experience a level of financial freedom and abundance that you've only dreamed of. Yes, you heard that right. Money will flow to you like water, effortlessly and abundantly. This isn't just about financial gain. It's about a total transformation, spiritual, emotional, and energetic. The very breakthroughs you've been praying for, waiting for, and perhaps even doubting at times are no longer distant possibilities. They are becoming your reality right now. Before we dive into this life-changing message, I want you to pause this video and take 3 simple steps. First, hit that like button. Second, subscribe to this channel to help us reach 30,000 subscribers. Third, leave a comment with the number 99. Why? Because this number symbolizes the completion of a divine cycle, and it sends a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. If you are truly one of the chosen ones, you'll watch this video until the very end, because deep down, your spirit already knows this message is meant for you. Those who are not ready to receive this truth might not make it to the end, but for those who do, your life will never be the same. Now, let's get into it. Imagine standing at the threshold of a great breakthrough. You've endured countless hardships, sacrificed more than most, and worked tirelessly to build a better future. And now, you are on the cusp of something extraordinary. Your struggles are about to transform into blessings, and your scarcity is about to be replaced by overflow. But this breakthrough isn't just about material wealth. No, it's much deeper than that. It's about an abundance of peace, joy, and opportunities that will leave you in awe. The universe has been aligning every detail of your life to ensure that you receive all that you've worked so hard for. Every setback, every delay, every closed door was preparing you for this moment. When this breakthrough comes, it will feel like a floodgate opening. Opportunities, blessings, and resources will pour into your life like a river that's finally found its course. But remember, the universe works in divine timing. The trials you've endured weren't there to punish you. They were there to prepare you. Without them, you wouldn't have the strength, wisdom, or resilience to handle what's coming. It's easy to reflect on your past and feel the weight of the pain you've endured. The sleepless nights that stretched endlessly, the heartbreaks that left you questioning your strength, and the moments when giving up seemed like the only option. At the time, those struggles may have felt overwhelming, even unbearable, and you might have wondered why life seemed so difficult. But here's a powerful truth. Every single one of those challenges was necessary. Each trial was a lesson, a stepping stone, preparing you for something far greater than you could imagine. Without them, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Think of a diamond. It begins as a simple piece of carbon, but under intense heat and pressure, it transforms into something brilliant, valuable, and indestructible. Without that pressure, it would remain just an ordinary lump of coal. Your journey mirrors this transformation. The struggles you faced didn't come to destroy you. They came to refine you, to shape you into someone strong, resilient, and capable of embracing the abundance and opportunities that are now on the horizon. Every tear you shed, every moment of doubt, and every setback was building something within you: wisdom, endurance, and a deeper understanding of life. The sleepless nights taught you resilience. The heartbreaks opened your heart to greater compassion and understanding. The moments of despair strengthened your resolve and forced you to dig deeper, to find a strength within yourself that you didn't even know existed. These experiences have prepared you, not just to survive, but to thrive. Now, as you stand at the edge of a new chapter, know that you are ready. The foundation has been laid. Those painful moments have been transformed into the strength and wisdom you need to step fully into your purpose. This is your time to reap the harvest of everything you've sown through your perseverance. The trials were not the end. They were the preparation. What lies ahead is a reward, far greater than the struggles you've endured. Your journey was never in vain, and now the fruits of your growth are about to unfold in ways that will take your breath away. You may not see it all right now, but trust this. There is a divine blueprint for your life. Every experience you've had, every person you've encountered, and every challenge you've faced has been part of a carefully orchestrated plan. Nothing you've been through is random or without purpose. The moments of joy, the seasons of struggle, and the quiet in-betweens all serve as pieces of a puzzle that is now beginning to take shape. Right now, you are entering a pivotal phase in your life where this divine plan will unfold in ways more beautiful and more extraordinary than you can imagine. The wealth that's coming your way is not just material. It's holistic, encompassing every facet of your being. This wealth is your divine birthright, a manifestation of the life of abundance you were always meant to live. It's more than money. It's the richness of meaningful relationships that uplift and inspire you. It's the gift of endless opportunities that align with your deepest passions. It's the quiet, unshakable peace that comes from living a life of purpose and fulfillment. This abundance doesn't just touch your finances. It enhances your spiritual growth, your emotional well-being, and your sense of connection to the world around you. When you align yourself with this divine plan, everything begins to fall into place. Your struggles and triumphs, your unique talents and dreams, they all converge into a singular path that leads you toward the life you were designed to live. Your gifts are not random. They were given to you for a reason. Your passions are not mere interests. They are clues guiding you toward your destiny. These are the tools you will use to manifest a life that reflects the true essence of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. The beauty of this alignment is that it feels effortless. Instead of forcing things to happen, you'll find doors opening where you once saw walls. Opportunities will appear that perfectly match your skills and desires. Relationships will blossom that nurture your spirit and propel you forward. When you trust in the divine plan and embrace the abundance waiting for you, you step into the life you've always been destined to live. A life where every aspect of your being thrives. I know it's hard to trust when life has thrown so many challenges your way. When you've spent years struggling, fighting battles no one else sees, and enduring a reality of scarcity, trusting in abundance can feel almost impossible. It's easy to wonder if things will ever change, to feel that the universe has forgotten you. But let me tell you something powerful. Even when it doesn't seem like it, the universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning every detail of your life to bring you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. Financial abundance is not a question of if, but when. Every setback, every rejection, every delay you've experienced was not a punishment. It was preparation. Think of the detours you've taken not as obstacles, but as alternate routes carefully designed to lead you to something even greater. The universe knows your needs, your desires, and your dreams intimately. It knows the exact timing required for you to receive those blessings fully and sustainably. Sometimes the delays are there to build your strength, to help you grow, or to ensure that you're ready to handle the incredible abundance waiting for you. Your role in this divine process is simple yet profound. Trust, have patience, and remain open. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, even when you can't see the full picture. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It means staying grounded in the belief that what's meant for you will find its way to you. And openness means letting go of doubts and fears so you can receive the blessings that are already making their way into your life. One day soon, you'll look back and realize that every challenge was a lesson in disguise. Every delay was a blessing wrapped in patience. You'll see how the seemingly disconnected pieces of your journey fit together perfectly, forming a picture more beautiful than you could have imagined. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in the abundance that's destined to flow into your life. You are closer to your breakthrough than you think, so hold on and stay ready for the blessings to come. Patience is one of the most powerful tools you have on your journey to success. It's not just about waiting, it's about trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect alignment with divine timing. Even when you can't see progress on the surface, know that the seeds of your dreams are taking root and growing beneath the soil. Think of a seed. It doesn't sprout the moment it's planted. It takes time, care, sunlight, water, and the right conditions to grow into a strong and beautiful plant. The process can't be rushed, and neither can your journey to abundance. Your prosperity works the same way. The dreams and goals you've nurtured are growing, maturing, and evolving, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Every moment of waiting isn't wasted. It's a vital part of the process. It's in these moments that you are being prepared, strengthened, and refined for the incredible blessings that are coming your way. When the time is right, your efforts will bear fruit in ways that exceed your expectations, blossoming into a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Patience requires faith. It asks you to trust that everything is happening as it should, even when progress feels slow or non-existent. It's about staying grounded and refusing to let doubt or fear take root in your heart. Each passing day, even in the waiting, is moving you closer to the abundance you've dreamed of. Keep nurturing your goals, stay resilient in your faith, and trust in the process. Remember, the best is yet to come, and the life you're building will be worth every moment of patience and perseverance. Imagine a life where money flows to you effortlessly, like water running through a clear, endless stream. Gone are the days of worry about bills, debts, or financial limitations. Instead, you live in a state of ease, knowing that financial freedom is not just possible, it's your reality. This isn't some far-off dream, it's the new chapter you're stepping into, a chapter where abundance and prosperity are your everyday companions. Financial freedom doesn't mean reckless spending or indulgence without purpose. It means living with peace of mind, unburdened by the constant stress of making ends meet. It's about having the resources to enjoy life fully while staying grounded in gratitude and wisdom. Picture yourself walking through life with confidence, knowing that you have the means to meet your needs and fulfill your desires, whether it's traveling the world, experiencing cultures you've always dreamed of, or giving generously to causes close to your heart. Financial freedom empowers you to live boldly and joyfully. Now, imagine the home you've always envisioned, a place of comfort, beauty, and safety that reflects the life you've worked so hard to create. Visualize waking up every morning without the weight of financial stress, free to focus on what truly matters, your passions, your loved ones, and your purpose. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality waiting for you. It's a life where money is no longer a source of fear, but a tool for creating joy, sharing abundance, and building a legacy. This is the freedom you've been destined to experience, and it's closer than you think. The stream of abundance is flowing. Step into it with confidence. To fully embrace the wealth that is already destined for you, it's crucial to align yourself with it on every level: mind, heart, and soul. This means letting go of limiting beliefs that have held you back. Beliefs like, money is hard to come by, or success isn't meant for me. These thoughts are barriers to abundance, blocking the flow of prosperity that is trying to reach you. Instead, replace them with empowering affirmations such as, money flows to me effortlessly, I attract wealth with ease, and I am worthy of unlimited success. By shifting your mindset, you create a fertile ground for abundance to take root and grow. Visualization is another powerful tool for alignment. Take a moment to picture the life you desire. See it vividly in your mind, the home of your dreams, filled with warmth and beauty. Imagine yourself driving the car you've always wanted, feeling the freedom of the open road. Picture yourself traveling to breathtaking destinations, immersing yourself in new cultures and experiences. Envision the joy of giving back, contributing to causes that touch your heart, and knowing you're making a difference in the world. The clearer and more detailed your vision, the stronger its pull becomes, aligning your energy with the reality you wish to create. Alignment is about more than thoughts. It's about embodying the energy of abundance in your actions and attitudes. Act as though you're already living the life you envision. Practice gratitude for what you have and what's on its way. When your mindset, energy, and actions are in harmony, abundance begins to manifest faster than you could imagine. Trust in the process. Let go of doubts and watch as the wealth you've always dreamed of flows naturally into your life. You are not here by accident. You are here for a reason, chosen and guided by a divine purpose that is leading you toward unstoppable success. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt has been part of your preparation for this moment. The road has not been easy, but it has been worth it. Each step you've taken, no matter how small, has been building the foundation for the life of abundance that is now within your reach. Now is your time to shine. The abundance you've been waiting for is no longer a distant dream. It's rushing toward you. Trust in divine timing, even when it feels like nothing is happening. The universe has been working tirelessly behind the scenes, aligning every piece of your journey so that your blessings arrive exactly when you are ready to receive them. Align yourself with this flow, open your heart to the possibilities, and embrace the wealth, joy, and opportunities that are already yours. Chosen ones, the future is bright. What lies ahead is more extraordinary than anything you've imagined. Your life is about to transform in ways that will leave you in awe. Believe it, receive it, and step boldly into the reality you were born to live. Thank you for allowing this message to speak into your heart. If it has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Help us spread this light by hitting the like button and sharing this video with someone who needs encouragement. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and join this community of chosen ones as we step into a new era of purpose, abundance, and unstoppable success. Your best days are not behind you. They are ahead of you. Your life will never be the same again. Have you ever looked back on your childhood and felt that certain moments, emotions, or experiences were not merely coincidences, but signs of something greater? Perhaps you sensed an invisible presence guiding you, a quiet voice calling you toward a purpose you couldn't yet understand. From the first steps of life, some are marked by subtle but profound indicators that they are set apart for a divine mission. These signs, sometimes quiet and unassuming, are evidence that the Creator has crafted a unique path for your life. In Jeremiah 1:5, God says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." This profound truth reveals that God's plan for each of us begins long before we take our first breath. Like Jeremiah, many of us carry invisible marks from an early age, quietly preparing us for a destiny far beyond our understanding. Today, I invite you to embark on a journey of self-discovery as we explore 10 powerful signs that you may have been chosen by God from childhood. As you reflect on your own story, you may come to realize that God has been leaving clues all along, guiding, protecting, and preparing you for a divine purpose. Sign number 1. A deep sense of being different. From a young age, you may have felt different from those around you. While other children easily blended into groups, laughing and playing without hesitation, perhaps you found comfort in solitude, observing, reflecting, and thinking deeply about the world. You may have been more introspective, preferring quiet moments over loud gatherings, or drawn to thoughts and ideas far beyond your years. This sense of singularity, the quiet feeling that you were made for something more, can be both isolating and comforting. At times, you may have silently wondered, why do I feel this way? Why don't I completely belong here? This lingering question wasn't a sign of weakness or inadequacy. Rather, it was a divine mark upon your soul. God was setting you apart, crafting you for a mission far greater than you could understand at the time. This inner sense of being different was never meant to make you feel less than others. It was God's gentle whisper reminding you that your life carries extraordinary meaning and purpose. Romans 12:2 encourages us, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This verse speaks directly to those who feel different, reminding you that your uniqueness is intentional. God designed you to stand apart, not to follow the crowd, but to lead, inspire, and fulfill a distinct calling. This difference you felt growing up was a divine gift. It was God preparing your heart and mind for the unique purpose He has planned for you. Recognizing and embracing this sense of singularity is often the first and most important step in understanding your divine purpose. Trust that God set you apart for a reason, and in His perfect time, that purpose will unfold in ways more beautiful than you can imagine. Sign number 2. Heightened awareness and sensitivity. As a child, did you sense emotions or shifts in the atmosphere that others seem to overlook? Perhaps you could feel the unspoken sadness behind a smile, sense tension in a room without anyone saying a word, or feel overwhelming peace in the quiet of nature. You may have noticed how a gentle breeze, the sound of rain, or the stillness of the night stirred something deep within you. An unexplainable feeling that you were connected to something far greater than yourself. This heightened awareness, this deep consciousness, was not accidental. Proverbs 20:27 reveals this truth. The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being. God often uses our inner sensitivity as a divine tool to guide us, revealing truths that are hidden from the surface. Your ability to perceive things beyond what is seen or spoken was intentionally placed within you by God. It is a spiritual gift, designed to help you understand people and situations in a way that others may not. This sensitivity may have made you more aware of the needs of others, or more attuned to the presence of God in the world around you. Perhaps you felt deeply moved by the beauty of creation, the quiet moments of reflection, or even by the struggles of those around you. These experiences were not random. They were God's way of awakening your spirit, drawing you closer to His presence, and preparing you for a greater purpose. Sign number 3. Extraordinary empathy. One of the most profound signs of being chosen by God is the extraordinary ability to deeply feel and understand the emotions of others. From a young age, you may have noticed when someone was sad, anxious, or lonely, even when they tried to hide it. While others may have overlooked these silent struggles, you sensed them instinctively, feeling their pain, their joy, and their burdens as if they were your own. This deep emotional sensitivity is far more than simple compassion. It is a divine gift, a reflection of God's love working through you. Romans 12:15 instructs us, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn." This verse speaks to the heart of empathy, sharing in both the celebrations and the sorrows of others. God has molded your heart to mirror His own, filling you with the ability to comfort, support, and uplift those who are hurting. This spiritual sensitivity enables you to reach people in ways words alone cannot, offering understanding, warmth, and healing where it is most needed. Perhaps you were the child who sat beside the lonely classmate or comforted someone without needing to know why they were upset. This natural response to the pain and joy of others was not a coincidence. It was God preparing you to be a beacon of His love. Your empathy is a sacred tool that allows you to build genuine connections, providing strength and hope to those who feel unseen or forgotten. Sign number 4. Prophetic dreams and premonitions. Have you ever experienced dreams so vivid and profound that they remained etched in your memory for years? Or perhaps you had an unexplainable feeling that something significant was about to happen, only to later witness it unfold exactly as you sensed. These moments are far more than mere imagination or coincidence. They are divine whispers, subtle yet powerful signs of God's presence, guiding and preparing you for the path ahead. In Job 33:15-16, we are reminded of how God speaks to us in quiet, mysterious ways. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on people as they slumber in their beds, He may speak in their ears and terrify them with warnings. This scripture reveals that God often uses dreams and visions to communicate His will, offer comfort, reveal hidden truths, or even provide warnings about future events. Perhaps you can recall moments when a dream offered you peace during a difficult season, or when it brought clarity to a decision you were struggling with. Maybe a vision alerted you to avoid a situation, or encouraged you to take a bold step in faith. These spiritual experiences are not accidental. They are intentional signs that God is actively working in your life, drawing you closer to Him and preparing you for the divine assignment He has placed upon you. Many figures in the Bible, like Joseph and Daniel, were guided by God through dreams and visions. Just as He spoke to them, He speaks to you, gently guiding, warning, and comforting you. These moments are a reflection of your deep spiritual connection and a clear indication that God is shaping and equipping you for a greater purpose. Embrace these divine whispers, for they are signs that you are chosen and being prepared to fulfill God's extraordinary plan for your life. Sign number 5. Divine protection. Do you remember moments in your life when you narrowly escaped danger, or when an unexpected solution appeared just in time to save you from harm? Perhaps there were times when you made a sudden decision to change your path, unknowingly avoiding an accident or a harmful situation. Or maybe someone appeared in your life at the exact moment you needed help, offering support or guidance when you felt lost and vulnerable. These moments were not coincidences. They were powerful manifestations of God's divine protection over your life. Psalm 91:11 reassures us of this truth. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This promise is a reminder that God assigns His angels to watch over and protect those He has called for a greater purpose. His protection is constant and intentional, guiding you away from harm and surrounding you with His divine care. Perhaps as a child, you experienced situations where danger was near, yet somehow you were shielded. You may have felt an invisible force steering you away from harm, or circumstances unexpectedly shifted in your favor. These experiences are evidence that God has been safeguarding you, ensuring that nothing could derail the destiny He has designed for you. God's protection is not always dramatic or obvious. Sometimes it is a quiet nudge in your spirit, an instinct to pause, or the sudden arrival of help when you need it most. These moments are His way of showing that your life holds significant purpose and that He is actively preserving you to fulfill it. Trust in His divine protection, knowing that God has been with you every step of the way. His unseen hand has guided you through dangers you recognized and many more you never even noticed. This constant care is a clear sign that you are chosen and deeply loved. Sign number 6. A natural connection with God. From a young age, you may have sensed that God was always near, a constant, comforting presence, much like a trusted friend who quietly walks beside you. While others might have viewed prayer as something formal or distant, you may have found yourself naturally speaking to God as if He were right there, listening to every word. Even without hearing an audible response, you felt assured that He was near, attentive to your thoughts and feelings. This deep, personal connection is one of the clearest signs that you were chosen for a special purpose. Psalm 145:18 beautifully affirms this truth. The Lord is near to all who call on Him, to all who call on Him in truth. This verse is a reminder that God draws especially close to those who sincerely seek Him. That quiet urge you had to pray, those moments of stillness when you felt an overwhelming sense of peace, especially during times of confusion or fear, were not coincidences. They were God's way of gently preparing your heart for a deeper relationship with Him. Perhaps in moments when you felt alone or misunderstood, an unexplainable comfort surrounded you, calming your fears and lifting your spirit. This inner peace was God's assurance that He was guiding and protecting you. Even as a child, your heart was attuned to His presence, and that sensitivity to God's voice was a reflection of the divine calling placed upon your life. This closeness to God is not something everyone naturally experiences. It is a sacred gift, a sign that He has set you apart to walk intimately with Him. Embrace this connection, nurture it, and know that God has been walking with you since the very beginning, guiding you step by step toward the destiny He designed just for you. Sign number 7. Facing unusual challenges. Early in life, chosen individuals often face significant challenges from a young age, challenges that seem heavier and more complex than what others experience. Perhaps you felt misunderstood by your family or peers, struggling to find where you truly belonged. Maybe you endured emotional pain, isolation, or situations that forced you to mature faster than those around you. These hardships may have left you wondering why your path felt more difficult, why you carried burdens others didn't seem to bear. But these struggles were not meant to break you. They were allowed by God to shape and refine you, strengthening your heart and spirit for the greater purpose He has prepared for you. In Romans 5:3-4, we are reminded, "We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." Every obstacle you faced was part of God's divine process of building resilience, compassion, and inner strength within you. Pain taught you empathy for others, trials forged your endurance, and loss deepened your understanding of God's comfort. Just as fire refines gold, your hardships refined your character, preparing you to fulfill the unique calling placed upon your life. Consider how biblical figures like Joseph and Moses faced great adversity before stepping into their God-given roles. Joseph was betrayed and imprisoned before rising to power, and Moses endured rejection and exile before leading Israel. Their struggles were not punishments but preparation. Likewise, your challenges have been God's way of equipping you with the strength, wisdom, and compassion necessary to carry out His purpose. Trust that every hardship has meaning, and through it all, God is molding you into the person you need to be to fulfill your divine destiny. Sign number 8. A fascination with stories of faith and courage. Were you drawn to stories of biblical heroes, martyrs, or spiritual leaders who faced overwhelming challenges, yet remained steadfast in their faith. Perhaps the courage of David standing before Goliath, the unwavering obedience of Noah building the ark despite mockery, or the resilience of Esther risking her life to save her people deeply moved you. Maybe stories of modern-day missionaries, reformers, or martyrs who sacrificed everything for their beliefs captivated your heart in ways other stories could not. This deep fascination was not a mere childhood interest. It was God quietly planting seeds of courage, faith, and purpose within you. These stories ignited something powerful in your spirit, inspiring you to believe that, like those heroes of faith, you too are capable of standing firm in the face of adversity and fulfilling a divine calling. Hebrews 12:1 reminds us of this truth. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. The great cloud of witnesses refers to the faithful men and women who have gone before us, living examples of courage, sacrifice, and obedience. Their stories serve as guiding lights, encouraging us to persevere in our own journeys. These stories were more than entertainment. They were mirrors reflecting the path God is calling you to walk. They stirred a desire within you to live boldly, to make a difference, and to trust God through every challenge. Embrace this divine inspiration, knowing that God has been preparing your heart all along to step into your own story of faith and courage. Sign number 9, a relentless curiosity for deeper truths. Perhaps from a young age, you found yourself asking deep and challenging questions about life, God, and existence, questions that others around you rarely considered. You may have wondered about the meaning of life, the reason behind suffering, or the nature of God's presence in the world. While others were content with simple answers, you felt an unshakable need to dig deeper, to seek truth beyond the surface. This relentless curiosity was not accidental. It was a divine seed planted in your heart, a sign that your soul was destined for something greater. Proverbs 2:3-5 speaks directly to this search for truth. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. This passage reveals that God honors the heart that seeks wisdom. Your thirst for understanding is a reflection of the calling God has placed on your life, to pursue His truth with passion and dedication. This hunger for deeper knowledge isn't just for your own growth. God is preparing you to lead, teach, and inspire others. Your journey of seeking truth equips you to guide those who are lost, to provide answers for those in doubt, and to share the wisdom you've gained. Every question you've asked and every answer you've pursued is part of God's greater plan for you. Embrace this divine curiosity as a sacred gift, knowing that through your pursuit of truth, you are being shaped into a vessel of God's wisdom, ready to illuminate the path for others on their spiritual journey. Sign number 10, unshakable resilience. Despite the many hardships you have faced, you found the strength to keep moving forward. This resilience is not something you developed on your own. It is the result of God's unwavering presence and strength working within you. In moments when you felt weak, burdened, or overwhelmed, it was God who lifted you up, giving you the courage to stand tall and press on. His grace became your foundation, and His power became your source of endurance. Isaiah 41:10 offers this powerful reminder. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This promise assures us that no matter how heavy our burdens or how fierce our battles, we are never alone. God's presence surrounds us, His strength fills us, and His hand upholds us. Every trial you have encountered was not meant to break you but to mold you. These challenges served as stepping stones, shaping your character, deepening your faith, and building your endurance. Like gold refined in the fire, each hardship has purified and strengthened you, preparing you for the greater purpose God has designed for your life. Through every storm and every struggle, God has been equipping you to become a beacon of hope and strength to others. Your story of perseverance is a testimony of His power working through you, a light that can guide others through their own darkness. Embrace this resilience as a divine gift and continue to walk boldly, knowing that God is always by your side, guiding and strengthening you for the journey ahead. Reflect on these signs and know they are not mere coincidences. They are God's fingerprints on your life, guiding you toward a purpose far greater than yourself. Every experience, every feeling of being different, and every moment of divine protection has been part of His perfect plan for you. Embrace your calling with confidence. Let your light shine brightly and inspire those around you. Your journey is only beginning, and God is walking beside you every step of the way, leading you toward the destiny He has prepared for you. If you've recognized these signs in your own life, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's grow together in faith and walk this blessed path hand in hand. Thank you for watching and being part of this uplifting community. If this message has touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. May God bless you abundantly on your journey. Amen. Imagine this for a moment. Every heartbreak you've endured, every sleepless night spent wrestling with doubt, every moment you questioned your worth, it has all been preparing you for this very moment. Not just this video, not just this fleeting instant, but this entire lifetime. You are not here by accident. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle yet undeniable pull. That inexplicable sense whispering that there is something different about you. Something extraordinary. But what if I told you that the struggles, the chaos, the pain, they weren't random? They were signs. Signs that you are among the most powerful chosen ones. But let's pause. Let's begin where it truly matters, with the first and most important question. Do you feel like you don't belong in this world? Not in a way that makes you sad or lost, but in a way that quietly suggests you were made for something beyond this. Sign number 1, the hidden fire within. The truth is, chosen ones often feel like strangers in an ordinary world. You might glance at the world around you, the predictable routines, the shallow conversations, the endless pursuit of material comforts, and feel a deep, unsettling disconnection. It's as if you're walking through life observing everything from a distance, sensing that there's something more, something deeper beneath the surface that others can't seem to see. But hear me clearly, this feeling is not a curse, it's a call to rise above the noise, to break free from the illusions of comfort and conformity, and to step boldly into the purpose you were designed for. What separates the chosen ones is their vision. We don't just see the world for what it is, we see it for what it could become. We sense possibilities where others see limitations. We feel the weight of untapped potential in every interaction, every injustice, every moment of stillness. And this deeper awareness isn't by accident. It's the first undeniable sign that you are among the most powerful chosen ones. Your inner flame refuses to be extinguished. No matter how many storms life has hurled at you, the fire inside you keeps burning. Maybe it's your dreams that won't let go of you. Maybe it's a vision for something greater, a passion that refuses to die, or an unshakable will to keep moving forward. Whatever it is, there's something inside you that refuses to be silenced. Even when you've been knocked down, once, twice, 100 times, you rise. But let me share a deeper truth. That inner fire isn't just resilience, it's purpose. Think about it. Why would the universe test you so fiercely if you weren't meant to overcome it all? Why would you be given this relentless strength if there wasn't a greater reason for your existence? Every heartbreak, every setback, every failure, it wasn't sent to break you. It was sent to forge you, to shape you into the person capable of carrying out a purpose far bigger than you can imagine. Let's make this personal. Reflect on the hardest moment you've ever faced. Was it betrayal by someone you trusted? A devastating loss that left you breathless? A failure so profound it shattered your confidence? Now ask yourself this: did it destroy me or did it prepare me? Because here's the truth about chosen ones. We don't crumble under pressure. We transform. Every scar becomes a story of survival. Every setback becomes a stepping stone to growth. Every disappointment becomes a redirection, guiding you closer to your true calling. And here's the most sacred secret I need you to understand. That relentless drive you feel, that fire pushing you to keep going even when you're exhausted, that didn't come from you alone. It was placed within you, a divine spark gifted to you the very moment you were born. You didn't earn it. You can't lose it. It's simply who you are. But that brings us to a question that only you can answer. What are you doing with that fire? It's not enough to simply survive. You were not chosen to merely get by. You were chosen to thrive, to lead, to awaken, to create. So how are you using the fire within you to shape the world around you? Are you feeding it with bold action and courageous choices? Or are you dimming it to fit into spaces too small for your spirit? Because here's the truth. That fire was never meant to be contained. It wasn't given to you to keep you warm and comfortable. It was given to you to set the world ablaze, to spark change, to inspire others, to light the way for those still trapped in darkness. But here's the part most people won't tell you. If you don't use that fire, it will turn inward. The very thing that was meant to empower you can become the source of frustration, restlessness, and even pain if you ignore it. Because chosen ones are not meant to sit still. We are meant to move, to create, to build, to lead. So I ask you again, what are you doing with that fire? Are you letting it burn freely, guiding you toward your purpose? Or are you letting fear, doubt, and comfort smother it? Because this fire is your greatest gift, but it is also your greatest responsibility. The world is waiting for your light, waiting for your voice, waiting for the impact only you can make. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Start now. Feed the fire. Let it burn brighter. Let it lead you. Because the world doesn't need more people going through the motions. It needs more fire. And that fire is you. Sign number 2, living with purpose and power. Being chosen isn't about merely surviving life's challenges. It's about thriving in the face of them. It's about rising above the noise and the chaos, embracing your unique gifts and using them to create something far greater than yourself. You were not placed here to simply exist. You were not meant to drift through life, conforming to the world's expectations. No, you were called to stand out, to rise up, and to fulfill a purpose that reaches far beyond your own life. So, let me ask you this. Are you truly chasing your highest potential, or are you shrinking to fit into a world that was never meant to contain you? It's a difficult question, but it's one that demands your honest reflection. Too often, we dim our light to make others comfortable. We shrink our dreams to avoid standing out, to avoid criticism or rejection. But chosen ones don't settle. They don't water themselves down to fit into spaces that were never meant for them. Chosen ones understand something profoundly important. Your inner fire wasn't given to you just to light your own path. It was given to you to illuminate the world. And that brings us to one of the most undeniable signs that you are among the chosen. You carry a deep, unexplainable connection to others. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the energy shift? Maybe the atmosphere became lighter, warmer, calmer. Or perhaps people have told you, without prompting, that they feel safe around you, that your presence brings them peace, clarity, or comfort. This isn't about ego. It's not about charisma or being the center of attention. It's something far deeper. It's energy. Chosen ones carry a unique, magnetic energy. It's not something that can be taught or faked. It's born from experience, from enduring pain, heartbreak, failure, and still choosing to stand tall. It's the result of being tested and broken, yet emerging stronger, softer, and wiser. And in that breaking, in that burning away of everything superficial, We've become vessels for something far greater than ourselves. But here's where the paradox lies. Your openness is both your greatest strength and your greatest vulnerability. The same light that draws people to you can also attract those who are not meant to stay. Some people are drawn to your energy because they sense your strength, your compassion, your understanding. But not everyone who is drawn to you has pure intentions. Some are there to drain you, to take without giving, to pull from your light without ever contributing to it. Others may test your boundaries, seeing how much of yourself you're willing to give away before you recognize the need to protect your energy. And so I must ask you, who are you allowing into your sacred space? This is not a question of judgment, but one of discernment. Even the strongest among us need protection. Even the brightest flames need shielding from the cold winds of doubt, negativity, and distraction. Your energy is not infinite. It is sacred. It is powerful. But it must be nurtured and protected. It's easy to give and give, thinking that it's our responsibility to heal and help everyone who crosses our path. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to walk this journey with you. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, your mind, or your spirit. Boundaries are not barriers. They are gates. Gates that allow in those who align with your purpose and gently close to those who seek to harm or drain you. So, take a moment to reflect. Are you surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to grow, who add to your light? Or are you allowing people into your life who take and take, leaving you feeling empty, drained, and lost? Because here's what I need you to understand. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot light the way for others if your own flame is flickering. And remember this. Your light is too precious to be dimmed by people who cannot handle its brilliance. So guard your heart, protect your spirit, nurture your soul, because the world needs your light to shine as brightly as it possibly can. Sign number 3, the unshakable sense of purpose. Here's the third, and perhaps the most profound sign that you are among the chosen. You feel an unshakable sense of purpose, even if you don't fully understand it yet. There's a quiet, persistent voice within you, a gentle but constant knowing that you are here for something greater, something significant, something that could change the world. Maybe you can't explain it. Maybe you've never been able to put it into words. But that feeling has always been there, hasn't it? A whisper in your soul that refuses to be silenced. Yet despite feeling this deep calling, you might find yourself wondering, but what exactly is it? What am I supposed to do? You've probably tried different paths, pursued different careers, formed relationships, chased various dreams, only to feel like none of them quite fit. Like wearing shoes that aren't made for you, no matter how much you try to break them in. And maybe, just maybe, this has left you feeling restless or even frustrated. You might have questioned yourself, wondering if you're failing because nothing seems to align. But what if I told you that this restlessness isn't a sign of failure at all? What if it's proof that your purpose is bigger than you can currently comprehend? Here's a truth that took me years to understand. Purpose isn't about knowing. It's about trusting. Trusting that every step, even the missteps, the detours, and the dead ends, are leading you somewhere meaningful. Trusting that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in, is working in your favor, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. You see, we live in a world that constantly demands certainty. We're told we need a clear plan, a 5-year roadmap, and measurable goals. But true purpose doesn't work like that. Purpose is not always a clear destination. It's a journey, a series of small steps, each one revealing more of the path ahead. But here's where it gets challenging. We often wait. We wait for clarity. We wait for permission. We wait for the perfect time. But let me challenge you with this. What if you stopped waiting for clarity and started acting with faith? What if you trusted that the very act of moving forward, even when you don't have all the answers, is what will eventually lead you to where you're meant to be? Because here's the truth. Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you create. It's not hidden behind some locked door you need to unlock. It's not waiting for you on some distant horizon. It's right here, right now. It's in the way you treat the people around you, with kindness, compassion, and love. It's in the way you choose courage over comfort, even when it terrifies you. It's in the risks you take, the passions you pursue, and the authenticity you bring to every situation. Purpose is built in the ordinary moments, not just the extraordinary ones. So, let me ask you, if you knew without a doubt that you were chosen for greatness, how would you live differently? Would you stop holding back? Would you finally start that project you've been dreaming about? Would you speak your truth without fear of judgment? Would you take that leap of faith, trusting that the net will appear? Think about it. How many dreams have you delayed because you were waiting to feel ready? How many opportunities have you passed up because you doubted yourself? But here's something you need to hear. You will never feel fully ready. And that's okay. You're not supposed to. Because purpose doesn't require you to be ready. It requires you to be willing. Willing to take the first step. Willing to stumble. Willing to grow. Every great journey begins with a step forward into the unknown. And yes, it might be uncomfortable. It might even be scary. But every step you take will build momentum. Every action you take will bring more clarity. You were chosen for this life, for this moment, for this calling. So I ask you again, if you truly believed you were destined for greatness, how would you live today? Would you rise earlier to work on your dreams? Would you stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces too small for your spirit? Would you speak life into others, knowing your words carry weight and healing? This is your permission. Stop waiting. Start creating. Because every moment you delay, the world is missing out on the impact only you can make. You don't need to know every detail of the journey. You just need to begin. Sign number 4, becoming the light. Chosen ones are not here to live ordinary lives. We are not here to blend in, to follow the crowd, or to settle for mediocrity. We are here to lead, to awaken others, to create legacies that outlive us, to ignite flames in souls that are still asleep. But let's be honest, this path is not an easy one. Stepping into your power comes with great responsibility. It demands more from you than most people are willing to give. It requires you to rise above fear, self-doubt, and the comfort of familiarity. It calls you to live boldly, to step forward even when your knees tremble, and to shine brightly even when the darkness feels overwhelming. It means no longer hiding, no longer waiting, no longer dimming your light to make others comfortable. It means becoming the light, even when it feels safer to stay in the shadows. And so I must ask you, what part of yourself have you been hiding? Is it your creativity, your voice, your compassion, your leadership? Think about it. How many times have you silenced your ideas out of fear they wouldn't be accepted? How often have you hesitated to share your truth because you worried it wouldn't be enough? But here's a truth you need to hear and believe with every fiber of your being. Your vulnerability is your greatest strength. The parts of you that feel broken, imperfect, or uncertain, those are the parts that make you real. And it's not perfection that inspires people. It's authenticity. People don't need you to have all the answers. They don't need you to be flawless. What they need is to see someone who dares to show up exactly as they are, raw, honest, and human. They need to see that it's possible to be both flawed and extraordinary at the same time. But let me be clear. Recognizing your gifts is not enough. You must act. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Because here's the truth. The perfect moment will never come. There will always be reasons to wait. Doubts, fears, what-ifs. But none of those reasons are enough to justify staying small. So, start. Write the book that's been on your heart for years. Create the art that speaks your truth. Launch the business that could change lives. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Because when you do, when you step forward in faith, the universe will rise to meet you. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. People will show up to support you. Not by accident, not by luck, but because you finally aligned with your purpose. And here's the greatest truth of all. The world doesn't need more noise. It doesn't need more empty words, more surface-level conversations, or more people pretending to be something they're not. The world needs more light, and that light is you. Your perspective, your voice, your energy, your story. No one else can offer what you have. No one else can carry the message you were born to deliver. So, I'll leave you with this. What will you do with the gift of being chosen? Will you rise? Will you lead? Will you step into your calling with courage and conviction? Because the world is waiting. Will you answer the call? Thank you so much for being here and sharing this moment with me. If this message spoke to your soul, if it awakened something within you, I invite you to join this journey of growth and purpose. Subscribe to this channel for more inspiring content designed to empower you to step fully into your divine calling. And if this message resonated with you, please like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Until next time, keep shining. Today, we embark on a journey of profound exploration into a transformation many chosen ones are experiencing in this very moment, the second spiritual awakening. Have you felt an undeniable stirring within your soul recently? A quiet yet persistent sense that a new chapter of consciousness is dawning? This is no ordinary change. It is a divine metamorphosis, a sacred calling to rise to an entirely new level of spiritual evolution. If the first awakening was like opening your spiritual eyes for the very first time, then the second awakening is akin to gaining high-definition clarity. It is as if a black and white world suddenly bursts into vibrant color, unveiling the true nuances and vibrations of reality. This extraordinary transformation allows you to see not just with your eyes, but with your heart and soul. It's a deeper, more profound awakening that elevates your existence beyond what you ever imagined. Let us dive into the essence of this sacred transformation and uncover the signs that indicate you are walking the divine path of the second awakening. While the first awakening marked the beginning of your spiritual journey, a liberation from the illusions of a purely material existence, the second awakening takes this journey to unimaginable heights. During the first awakening, you may have questioned your reality, peeled back the layers of societal conditioning, and recognized the presence of something infinitely greater than yourself. It was a pivotal moment of realization, a gateway to your spiritual essence. However, the second awakening transcends even this. It is not just an awareness, but a complete transformation of how you experience and interact with reality. Every thought becomes a creative force, every emotion a divine tool for growth, and every action an intentional act of manifesting your higher self. It is as if the universe is whispering directly to your soul, guiding you toward the ultimate alignment with your divine purpose. This awakening brings with it a heightened consciousness, a new lens through which you perceive the world. It reveals that everything is connected, that your thoughts, emotions, and actions ripple outward to shape not only your reality, but the collective reality of the world. Let us uncover the sacred signs that indicate your soul is undergoing this profound shift. These signs are not mere coincidences, but divine confirmations that God is working within you, calling you to a higher purpose. Number 1. Perception of vibrational frequencies. The second awakening begins subtly yet profoundly, often with an enhanced sensitivity to the unseen vibrational energies that weave through existence. It feels as though an invisible veil has been lifted, unveiling a deeper reality that was always present, but never fully perceived. You become acutely aware of the energetic currents that surround and flow through you, as if every thought, every intention, is charged with a magnetic frequency capable of shaping the very fabric of your reality. What once seemed fleeting and abstract now feels tangible, resonant, and alive. This heightened awareness transforms your inner world, becoming a compass that steers your choices and relationships. You naturally begin to distance yourself from the people, environments, and activities that drain or clash with your newfound vibration. It's not a conscious rejection but an organic shift, a quiet, intuitive knowing that these aspects no longer serve your growth. Superficial connections and shallow interactions fade into the background, replaced by the profound magnetism of alignment. In their place, deeper and more meaningful connections emerge, almost effortlessly. These new bonds feel destined, as if they are extensions of your soul's purpose, drawn together by the invisible strings of shared resonance. Every encounter, every interaction, becomes imbued with significance, reflecting the clarity of your inner state. Through this process, you begin to embody a harmonious balance, shedding the energies that no longer belong and embracing those that uplift and expand your spirit. The second awakening is not merely a moment of revelation, it is a journey of becoming, a return to your authentic self, where every vibration and thought flows in harmony with the greater symphony of the universe. In this state, you feel empowered, aligned, and deeply connected to the infinite possibilities of creation. Number 2. Dissolution of the ego. Perhaps the most profound and challenging aspect of the second awakening is the dissolution of the ego. This process is not a gentle unraveling, but often feels like the shattering of an identity you once held dear. The ego, built on the scaffolding of appearances, possessions, achievements, and societal labels, begins to lose its grip as the illusion of its permanence fades. For so long, it defined who you thought you were, shaping your desires, fears, and relationships. But as your awareness deepens, you come to a startling realization. Your true essence lies far beyond the confines of what you own, how you appear, or how others perceive you. This awakening can feel like an existential crisis. The frameworks you once trusted, your beliefs, values, and the structures of the world around you begin to crumble. What seemed solid now feels hollow, leaving you questioning everything. The loss of this false sense of self can be disorienting, even frightening, as it forces you to confront the emptiness left behind. But within this deconstruction lies an unparalleled opportunity for liberation. The ego does not dissolve quietly. It resists fiercely. It manifests as fear, doubt, or a desperate clinging to the old ways of being. You might feel the pull to retreat into familiar patterns, to rebuild the illusion of control. Yet, each step forward, however small, leads you closer to a divine truth that transcends the ego's limitations. It is a journey of surrender, of letting go of the need to define yourself through external means and embracing the infinite light within. With time, the fear gives way to peace, and the doubts dissolve into clarity. What emerges is a profound connection to your authentic self, a version of you that is unbound, limitless, and aligned with the divine essence of the universe. In shedding the ego, you do not lose yourself. You finally come home to who you truly are. Number 3. Awakening to interconnectedness. Another profound hallmark of the second awakening is the realization of the interconnectedness of all things. It is as if a deeper layer of reality is revealed, where you perceive the invisible threads that weave together every being, every action, and every emotion into a grand, unified tapestry. This awareness dissolves the illusion of separateness, showing you that no thought, word, or deed exists in isolation. Suddenly, the barriers between self and other blur, and you feel a deep kinship with all life, a shared essence that flows through everything. This realization inspires profound empathy and compassion. You begin to understand that to serve others is not merely an act of kindness. It is an act of self-love, for in lifting others, you lift yourself. This unity consciousness shifts your focus from individual gain to collective well-being. The old ways of striving for personal success, recognition, or material wealth begin to feel hollow, replaced by a yearning to contribute meaningfully to the greater whole. As this perspective takes root, you may feel an undeniable calling to realign your life. Your career, relationships, and goals come under scrutiny as you seek to ensure they reflect your higher purpose. Choices once guided by ambition or convenience are now infused with intention, aimed at serving the interconnected web of existence. Even the simplest activities, whether preparing a meal, helping a stranger, or tending to the earth, take on a sacred significance, for you begin to see their place in the divine plan. This unity consciousness does not diminish your individuality. Instead, it expands it. You become a unique note in the symphony of creation, harmonizing with the greater whole. In recognizing the oneness of all things, you unlock a deeper, more fulfilling way of living, one where love, purpose, and connection become the foundation of your existence. Number 4. Intense emotional release. The second awakening often brings with it the unlocking of long-repressed emotions, allowing them to rise to the surface in their raw, unfiltered form. These emotions, grief, joy, love, anger, or even fear, can emerge unexpectedly, like powerful waves washing over you. Their intensity may feel overwhelming at first, as if the dam of your heart has burst open. But these emotional releases are not random. They are sacred. They are the soul's way of cleansing itself, purging the old, stagnant energies that have weighed you down for so long. Each release, though challenging, is an act of healing. The grief you feel might be for parts of yourself you've lost along the way, or for dreams you had to let go of. The joy might arise from the rediscovery of your inner light. And the love, the profound, unshakable love, may remind you of your connection to the divine. These emotions are not there to punish or burden you. They are there to liberate you. They create space within your soul, making room for divine light, peace, and clarity to flow freely. As you allow these feelings to surface and move through you, you'll notice a shift within. The heaviness that once clung to you begins to dissipate. You become lighter, freer, and more attuned to the flow of divine energy coursing through your being. This process is not linear, nor is it always easy. Some days will feel like a flood, others like a calm stream. But with each wave that comes and goes, you are stepping closer to wholeness. Through this journey of emotional release, you gain not only healing, but also wisdom. You learn to honor your feelings as sacred messengers, guiding you toward deeper alignment with your true self. In this way, the second awakening transforms you from within, revealing a heart that beats in harmony with the divine. Number 5. A deepened intuition. As the second awakening unfolds, your intuition blossoms into a powerful and reliable guide, a direct line to divine wisdom that feels both profound and natural. What was once dismissed as a vague gut feeling now emerges with striking clarity, a voice of inner knowing that cuts through the noise of doubt and confusion. This intuition is not something new you have learned. Rather, it is an ancient gift you're remembering, a sacred faculty that awakens as you align with your true essence. Each intuitive insight feels like a revelation, as if a veil has been lifted to reveal a hidden truth. These moments of clarity illuminate your path with an unmistakable certainty, steering you toward choices and opportunities that resonate with your higher purpose. Whether it's a gentle nudge to follow an unexpected direction, a sudden understanding of a complex situation, or an unshakable sense of what is right for you, this guidance feels deeply rooted in wisdom beyond the limits of the mind. What sets this intuition apart is the trust it evokes. You come to rely on it not as a fleeting feeling, but as the voice of the divine within you. It bypasses logic and reason, speaking directly to your soul in a language that is unmistakable and undeniable. With each step forward, your faith in this guidance deepens. You find yourself making decisions with ease and confidence, knowing they are aligned with your highest good. This reconnection to your intuition transforms your perspective on life. Challenges no longer feel like random obstacles but opportunities for growth revealed through inner wisdom. The chaos of uncertainty is replaced by a sense of flow and alignment. As you embrace this sacred gift, you realize that the answers you seek have always been within you, waiting for this moment of awakening to be heard. The journey of the Second Awakening is as transformative as it is challenging. It is not a smooth or linear path, but one that requires courage, resilience, and unwavering faith. The ego, fearing its dissolution, clings tightly to its familiar ways. Old patterns and limiting beliefs, deeply ingrained in your psyche, may resurface with renewed intensity. Moments of doubt and confusion may arise, making you question whether you are truly progressing. Yet, these trials are not obstacles to deter you. They are sacred opportunities for growth, placed on your path to refine and elevate your soul. Every challenge you face holds a profound purpose. When you confront fear and choose love instead, you transcend the limitations of the ego. When you release the weight of the past, be it regrets, pain, or attachments, you make space for divine light to enter. And when you step into the unknown with faith and trust, you open the door to possibilities far beyond what you could have imagined. Each step, no matter how small, carries you closer to your authentic self and raises your consciousness to new heights. The rewards of this journey are boundless and deeply fulfilling. You will discover a profound inner peace, one that is unshaken by external circumstances. This peace becomes the foundation of your life, radiating outward in waves of love, compassion, and purpose. Your transformation will inspire others, encouraging them to embark on their own spiritual journeys, not through words, but by the example of your being. Most importantly, this journey leads you to reconnect with your divine essence, the eternal truth of who you are. You come to realize that you are not your fears, your achievements, or your failures. You are a limitless soul, a spark of the divine, here to shine your light and fulfill your sacred purpose. This is the ultimate gift of the Second Awakening, a homecoming to your truest self. The Second Awakening is not the culmination of your spiritual journey, but rather the commencement of a profound new chapter. It serves as a sacred invitation to live as a radiant beacon of light in the world, embodying the boundless love and infinite wisdom of the divine in every moment of your existence. As you walk this enlightened path, you will come to realize that your very presence has the power to transform the lives of those around you. Your energy becomes a catalyst for positive change, inspiring others to seek their own inner light. Remember, this journey is uniquely yours. There is no singular path to the Second Awakening. It unfolds organically, guided by the rhythm of your soul and the whispers of the universe. Each individual's experience is a personal tapestry woven from their own insights, challenges, and revelations. Trust the process wholeheartedly, embracing the transformations that arise with an open heart and mind. Know that you are being divinely supported every step of the way, even when the path ahead seems unclear. As you delve deeper into this new chapter, you will find that your connection to the divine strengthens. Your intuition sharpens, your compassion deepens, and your understanding of the interconnectedness of all things becomes more profound. Activities that once seemed ordinary take on new meaning as you perceive their role in the grand tapestry of existence. Your life becomes a living expression of divine love and wisdom, touching others in ways you may never fully realize. Embrace this journey with courage and grace, for it is a path of continuous growth and endless possibilities. Trust in the divine timing of your awakening, and allow yourself to flow with the natural currents of your soul's evolution. You are not alone. The universe conspires with you, offering guidance, synchronicities, and signs to illuminate your way. By embracing the changes and trusting in the divine support that surrounds you, you align yourself with your highest purpose and unlock the limitless potential within. If these signs resonate with you, it is a sacred confirmation that you are being called to fulfill a greater mission. This is your moment to step into your power and embrace the divine purpose that awaits you. Declare your readiness for the Second Awakening by affirming, "I am ready to awaken to my highest self." Let this declaration be the first step in a journey of limitless love, radiant light, and a profound connection to the divine. As you embrace this transformation, May your light shine brightly for the world, inspiring and illuminating the path for others to follow. You are a chosen one, uniquely equipped to bring hope, healing, and compassion to a world that deeply needs it. The world is waiting for your radiance, now more than ever. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this sacred journey. Your presence here means everything, and we are honored to be part of your awakening. If this message has inspired or uplifted you, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and become part of a community dedicated to spreading love and light. By subscribing, you ensure you won't miss the next steps of this beautiful journey. Throughout human history, mystics, sages, and spiritual teachers have spoken of a secret path, a journey that transcends the physical to unlock the soul's boundless potential. For those called to higher spiritual work, abstaining from sexual activity is not a denial of life's pleasures, but a purposeful redirection of energy. What unfolds when chosen ones walk this path? Is it a sacrifice, or does it open the door to unimaginable spiritual growth and divine power? Today, we delve into the ancient wisdom behind this transformative practice and explore its profound impact on the mind, body, and soul. Sexual energy is one of the most potent and transformative forces within the human body. Across countless ancient traditions, it has been revered under various names: Kundalini in yogic philosophy, symbolizing a coiled serpent of divine potential; Qi in Chinese spiritual teachings, representing the vital energy that sustains life; and simply the life force, a term found in spiritual traditions worldwide. This energy transcends its biological function of reproduction, serving instead as the foundation of creativity, vitality, and spiritual awakening. For centuries, ancient texts from traditions like Tantra and Taoism have illuminated the immense potential of sexual energy when it is consciously harnessed and redirected. These teachings emphasize that this energy, when cultivated and preserved, can awaken dormant spiritual powers within individuals. Far from being a mere physical force, it becomes a transformative catalyst for profound mental clarity, heightened creativity, and a deeper connection to the divine. This process of channeling sexual energy into elevated states of expression is known as sexual transmutation. Rather than allowing this energy to dissipate through fleeting physical acts, individuals can learn to sublimate it, transforming its raw, primal intensity into a powerful reservoir of creative and spiritual force. Through practices like meditation, breathing exercises, and mindfulness, this alchemical process turns physical desire into a profound spiritual resource. The benefits of this sacred transformation extend far beyond the individual's internal experience. Sublimating sexual energy sharpens intuition, empowering individuals to perceive the subtler aspects of reality. It enhances mental clarity, freeing the mind from the distractions of base desires and allowing for deeper focus on spiritual growth. Moreover, it elevates the soul, helping individuals align with their higher purpose and cultivate a sense of unity with the universe. In essence, sexual energy is far more than a biological drive. It is a sacred force waiting to be refined and elevated. When conserved and transmuted, it becomes a source of immense power, awakening spiritual insight, fostering creativity, and deepening the connection between the individual and the divine. It is a sacred alchemy that transforms physical desire into spiritual enlightenment. Renowned psychologist Carl Jung provided profound insights into the transformation of human energy, particularly in the context of the libido. While commonly interpreted as sexual energy, Jung expanded its meaning, viewing it as a broader, vital life force that drives creativity, ambition, and spiritual evolution. According to Jung, this energy, when properly understood and directed, becomes a powerful tool for personal growth and self-realization. For Jung, abstaining from sexual expression was not about repression or moral judgment, but rather an intentional redirection of this vital energy toward higher purposes. He famously stated, "What you resist not only persists but grows stronger." This highlights that suppressing desires without purpose leads to internal conflict, while consciously sublimating them transforms their raw intensity into a dynamic force for spiritual development. For chosen ones, this means abstinence must come from clarity and intention, not from guilt or fear. When approached with mindfulness, the practice becomes a gateway to profound growth. Jung described this process as individuation, the alignment of the ego with the soul and the divine purpose. It is through this alignment that individuals achieve their truest, most authentic spiritual selves. By sublimating sexual energy, individuals unlock hidden potentials within themselves, transcending physical desires to access a deeper connection with their inner being. This process fuels creativity, sharpens mental clarity, and fosters a stronger sense of purpose. Jung's work emphasizes that this path of transformation is not about denial but about liberation, using one's primal energy to step into a higher state of existence where the mind, body, and soul are in harmony. In doing so, individuals elevate their lives, achieving a deeper sense of fulfillment and spiritual enlightenment. The practice of celibacy has long been a cornerstone of spiritual life, embraced by sages, mystics, and seekers across cultures and religions. Figures such as Jesus, the Buddha, and countless spiritual leaders in Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism chose abstinence as a means to deepen their connection with the divine. This deliberate renunciation is not rooted in a denial of the physical, but in a conscious transformation of its energy into spiritual power. But what is it about celibacy that grants such profound spiritual strength? Across ancient traditions, sexual energy is regarded as one of the most potent forces within the human body. It is seen not merely as a means of physical reproduction, but as a reservoir of life essence capable of fueling higher states of consciousness. When conserved, this energy does not simply fade away. It undergoes a profound transformation. According to Taoist master Mantak Chia, this process involves transmuting Jing into Shen, elevating raw physical energy into a higher spiritual form. This alchemy enables chosen ones to redirect their energy inward, fueling spiritual growth, heightened intuition, and deeper clarity of purpose. By moving energy from the physical to the spiritual realm, practitioners cultivate an inner power that grants access to insights, creativity, and abilities far beyond the ordinary. The retention and sublimation of this life force act as a catalyst for awakening dormant spiritual potential. For centuries, celibacy has been a sacred tool for those seeking to transcend the distractions of the material world. By mastering the transformative power of sexual energy, chosen ones open the door to profound spiritual connection, greater inner peace, and a life aligned with their highest purpose. This ancient practice remains a timeless pathway to spiritual enlightenment. At its heart, the chosen path is about fulfilling a profound and higher spiritual mission, a calling that demands clarity, focus, and an unshakable connection to the divine. For those walking this path, every aspect of life is oriented toward transcending the limitations of the physical world and embracing the boundless potential of the soul. Sexual desires, while natural and powerful, often tether the soul to the material realm. They can create distractions that scatter one's energy and pull attention away from the sacred purpose of spiritual evolution. Philosopher Alan Watts beautifully encapsulated this truth when he said, "We are not born into the world, we are born out of it." This perspective shifts the narrative of existence, reminding us that our true essence is not confined to the physical body or the material world. Instead, we are expressions of a cosmic force, deeply rooted in the infinite and the eternal. By consciously stepping away from physical desires, chosen ones reclaim their energy and redirect it toward their higher nature. This intentional act of renunciation is not about suppression or denial, but about liberation, freeing the spirit to soar above earthly constraints. Through this alignment, they open themselves to profound spiritual insights, heightened intuition, and transformative experiences that reveal the interconnectedness of all life. This path requires discipline, but the rewards are immense. Chosen ones find themselves better attuned to the divine, able to access wisdom and strength that transcend human limitations. By mastering their desires, They become vessels for higher truths and greater purposes, illuminating the way for others to follow. In transcending the physical, they discover their true essence, a radiant, divine spirit destined to fulfill its sacred mission. Modern science is beginning to affirm what ancient spiritual traditions have long taught. The conservation of sexual energy has profound effects on both the brain and body. For centuries, spiritual masters have emphasized that this energy, when harnessed rather than dissipated, becomes a powerful force for personal transformation. Today, research sheds light on the tangible benefits of this practice, offering scientific validation to these timeless teachings. One key area of discovery lies in neurological function. Studies reveal that abstinence can lead to increased production of dopamine and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. These neurotransmitters are critical for maintaining mood stability, enhancing focus, and improving mental clarity. By retaining sexual energy, individuals may experience sharper cognitive abilities and a greater capacity for emotional balance, factors essential for spiritual growth and productivity. Another significant benefit is heightened vitality. Sexual energy, often referred to as the life force in spiritual traditions, is a resource that fuels physical and mental stamina. By conserving this energy, individuals report increased physical strength, greater endurance, and an overall sense of vitality. This energy can be redirected toward creative, intellectual, and spiritual endeavors, enhancing every aspect of life. Additionally, celibacy has been shown to contribute to hormonal balance, supporting the body's natural equilibrium. This balance not only promotes better overall health, but also contributes to a radiant and youthful appearance. The hormonal stability achieved through abstinence fosters a sense of well-being, grounding individuals both physically and emotionally. These findings echo the wisdom of ancient spiritual practices. The energy we conserve becomes the energy we harness. Whether for physical health, mental clarity, or spiritual elevation, the deliberate preservation of sexual energy offers a pathway to unlocking one's full potential, affirming the interconnectedness of science and spirituality. When chosen ones abstain from sexual activity, they unlock a profound transformation that resonates across every dimension of their being. This intentional practice serves as a powerful tool for redirecting, conserving, and elevating energy, offering a multitude of physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Below are the key ways this practice impacts those who embrace it. Number 1. Energy transmutation. Abstinence enables chosen ones to redirect their sexual energy into higher pursuits, such as meditation, prayer, or creative expression. This process, known as sexual transmutation, channels the primal, raw energy of desire into a higher vibration. As famously articulated by Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, this transformation is essential for fueling intellectual brilliance and spiritual awakening. Instead of allowing their energy to dissipate through fleeting physical acts, chosen ones convert it into a reservoir of creative and spiritual power, enhancing their ability to manifest their goals and deepen their connection to the divine. Number 2. Heightened intuition and awareness. Without the distractions of physical desires, the mind becomes clearer and spiritual awareness sharpens. Chosen ones often report heightened psychic abilities, a stronger intuitive sense, and a deepened connection with their inner voice. This clarity also enhances meditative practices, allowing practitioners to access profound states of consciousness. Many describe vivid symbolic dreams and a sense of inner guidance that becomes more pronounced as their energy aligns with higher frequencies. Number 3. Strengthened aura and energetic field. Sexual encounters involve an intimate exchange of energy that can blur spiritual boundaries and entangle auras with external influences. By abstaining, chosen ones protect their energetic field, preserving its purity and clarity. This strengthens their aura, creating a shield that enhances spiritual resilience and ensures their energy remains aligned with their higher purpose. This practice is particularly significant for those who are highly sensitive to the energies of others. Number 4. Alignment with higher purpose. One of the most profound benefits of abstinence is the redirection of energy toward one's soul mission. Freed from the pull of physical desires, chosen ones often experience breakthroughs in their spiritual growth, creative pursuits, and life direction. The focus and clarity gained from this practice allow them to dedicate their energy to their higher calling, resulting in transformative progress in their personal and spiritual endeavors. Number 5. Physical vitality. The conservation of sexual energy revitalizes the body, leading to increased stamina, enhanced health, and even noticeable physical beauty. Many practitioners report glowing skin, a more youthful appearance, and an overall sense of vitality that radiates outward. This enhanced physical energy not only supports their day-to-day lives, but also provides a solid foundation for spiritual practices. By embracing abstinence, chosen ones undergo a profound transformation that strengthens their body, clarifies their mind, and elevates their soul. This practice is not about denial or repression, but about empowerment, a conscious choice to channel life force energy into a higher purpose. Through energy transmutation, heightened awareness, and alignment with their spiritual mission, chosen ones unlock their true potential and become vessels for divine insight, wisdom, and creativity. The path of celibacy is not without its challenges. For chosen ones, abstaining from sexual activity requires immense discipline, self-awareness, and a clear understanding of their higher purpose. Temptation and doubt are inevitable, but these struggles are part of the transformative process. By confronting these challenges, chosen ones grow stronger, their energy more refined, and their connection to the divine more profound. The rewards far outweigh the sacrifices, as abstinence leads to a state of transcendence where physical limitations dissolve and the infinite potential of the soul unfolds. For chosen ones, celibacy is far from an act of rejection. It is a conscious choice rooted in transformation and spiritual empowerment. By conserving and redirecting their sexual energy, they tap into a reservoir of immense power that fuels not only their physical vitality, but also their spiritual and creative potential. This sacred practice is a form of alchemy, turning raw, primal energy into a higher vibration that elevates the soul, clarifies the mind, and strengthens their connection to the divine. The path of celibacy allows chosen ones to transcend the distractions and attachments of the physical world. In doing so, they free themselves to focus on their higher purpose, unhindered by the pulls of fleeting desires. With this clarity, they find the strength to channel their energy into meaningful pursuits, deepening their spiritual practices, cultivating creativity, and fulfilling their soul's mission with purpose and intention. In a society often consumed by instant gratification and temporary pleasures, the path of celibacy stands as a profound counterpoint, a beacon of hope that illuminates a deeper truth about human existence. It reminds us that we are not solely defined by our physical experiences, but are beings of infinite potential, capable of transcending the material to access the divine. This sacred choice inspires not only personal transformation, but also serves as a testament to the power of discipline, intention, and spiritual focus. For chosen ones, celibacy is not merely a practice, but a profound declaration of their commitment to rise above the ordinary, embrace the infinite, and fulfill their divine destiny. It is a reminder to all that within us lies the ability to transcend the physical and awaken to the boundless possibilities of the soul. What truly happens when chosen ones stop having sex? They embark on a transformative journey of transcendence and awakening. By conserving and redirecting their sexual energy, they unlock a wellspring of creative power, spiritual clarity, and divine connection. This conscious act of channeling primal energy into higher purposes elevates their entire being, mind, body, and soul. If you found this exploration inspiring, we invite you to like this video, share it with someone who seeks deeper insight, and subscribe to our channel for more spiritual wisdom. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. Greetings, chosen ones. You have been guided here, not by chance, but by divine purpose. In a time when the scriptures are being fulfilled before our very eyes, the Spirit leads those with discernment to understand the mysteries of the Holy Book. Today, we will explore the 13 most feared signs of the apocalypse as described in the book of Revelation. This message is not about fear, but preparation, spiritual clarity to perceive the events heralding the final days of this earthly cycle. The prophecies in Revelation are not mere allegories. They are solemn warnings, designed to awaken us to the truth of God's plan. They speak of wars, natural disasters, and global upheaval, but for those who are faithful, they also herald divine victory and eternal restoration. While the world may see chaos, the chosen will see through the veil, understanding that these trials are necessary to purify the faithful and usher in celestial order. Before we delve into these revelations, it is vital that you align your spirit with God's truth. Strengthen this community by sharing this message, connecting with others, and activating the light within. Take a deep breath and prepare yourself for what is to come. Together, we will interpret the signs and uncover what God has revealed for this decisive time. Number 1. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Among the most vivid and foreboding signs of the end times are the four horsemen of the apocalypse, each a harbinger of divine judgment. Their arrival, described in Revelation 6:1-8, marks a sequence of calamities unleashed upon the earth, testing humanity's faith and resilience. These horsemen are not mere symbols of chaos. They carry profound spiritual warnings, revealing the imbalance in the world and the need for humanity to return to God. The white horseman is often interpreted as conquest, but is also seen as a representation of spiritual deception. Riding forth with a crown and a bow, he brings a semblance of peace and unity that is ultimately false. This horseman conquers not through force but through persuasion, capturing hearts and minds with alluring ideologies and leaders who promise harmony, yet lead people astray from God's truth. For the chosen, this deception manifests in the rise of movements or authorities that appear righteous yet undermine faith, encouraging humanity to trust in worldly solutions over divine wisdom. The red horseman, with his fiery presence, symbolizes war and unrelenting violence. Armed with a sword, he removes peace from the earth, inciting division and conflict. This sign is evident in continuous and escalating global turmoil, wars that seem never-ending, fueled by deep spiritual and moral fractures rather than merely political or economic disputes. For the chosen, the arrival of this horseman is recognized not only in visible battles, but also in the growing hostility and unrest within human hearts, as love and unity give way to hatred and discord. The black horseman rides with scales in hand, embodying famine and economic disparity. His presence signals scarcity, as resources are measured and restricted, and essential goods become luxuries for many. The chosen will discern his arrival in the increasing gap between the rich and the poor, the global food crises, and the economic systems that fail to protect the vulnerable. This horseman's shadow extends beyond physical hunger, symbolizing the spiritual poverty of a world where greed and selfishness have replaced justice and compassion. The pale horseman, whose very name evokes dread, represents death and pestilence. With the power to devastate through disease and disaster, his arrival is marked by pandemics, unexplained illnesses, and natural catastrophes that claim countless lives. His reach extends across nations, reminding humanity of its frailty and the fleeting nature of worldly power. For the chosen, the presence of this horseman is a call to reflection, a stark reminder of the consequences of living apart from God's protective grace. These horsemen are not simply agents of destruction, they are heralds of divine truth, awakening the world to its spiritual crisis. For the chosen, these trials are not causes for despair, but calls to vigilance and hope, affirming the nearness of God's restoration. Through faith and discernment, they recognize these signs as part of a divine plan, reminding them to remain steadfast and prepared for the coming of God's kingdom. The four horsemen serve as powerful reminders that these events are not mere coincidences, but profound spiritual warnings, reflecting a deep imbalance in the world. For the chosen, these trials are not only tests of faith, but also signs of hope, pointing to God's divine plan and the nearness of His ultimate restoration. Number 2. A third of the earth destroyed. When the trumpets sound, as described in Revelation 8, they herald a series of catastrophic events that impact creation, serving as unmistakable signs of divine judgment upon humanity. These events are far more than natural disasters. They carry profound spiritual significance, urging repentance and a return to God's ways. The first trumpet brings fire mixed with blood, consuming a third of the earth's vegetation. This devastation, reflected in events like raging wildfires and severe climate upheaval, serves as a stark warning about humanity's corruption and its failure to honor God's command to steward His creation. Such destruction reveals the consequences of spiritual and environmental neglect. The second trumpet turns the sea into blood, causing the death of marine life. Ecological crises, such as mass fish deaths, oil spills, and the collapse of aquatic ecosystems, echo this judgment. These events expose humanity's disregard for the balance and sanctity of God's provision through the seas. The third trumpet poisons freshwater sources with a star called wormwood. Water scarcity, contamination, and escalating conflicts over access to clean water mirror this judgment. These issues highlight both physical consequences and spiritual bitterness stemming from humanity's rebellion against divine truth. The fourth trumpet darkens a third of the sun, moon, and stars, reducing the light that sustains life. This unsettling phenomenon may be reflected in unusual celestial events or increasing spiritual darkness, symbolizing the fragile state of a world under divine judgment. Each trumpet blast is a wake-up call, not just a display of destruction, but a reminder of humanity's dependence on God. These signs urge reflection, repentance, and preparation, as the time to align with God's will grows increasingly urgent. Those who heed these warnings find both a call to action and a promise of ultimate restoration. Number 3. The Beast, Rising from the Sea. The beast rising from the sea, as described in Revelation 13:1-10, is one of the most ominous symbols in Scripture. With 10 horns and 7 heads, it embodies a powerful global system that stands in direct opposition to God's will. Empowered by the dragon, identified as Satan, this entity demands worship and unwavering loyalty, presenting itself as an ultimate authority over humanity. Its influence extends across political, economic, and spiritual spheres, seeking to dominate every aspect of life. This system manifests through leaders or structures that appear to offer unity and progress, but operate with values that undermine divine truth. Such ideologies may be clothed in promises of peace and prosperity, yet their underlying motives reject God's sovereignty. Those attuned to spiritual discernment will recognize this rising power not only in its overt actions, but in the subtle ways it seeks to replace God with itself as the object of devotion. One of the most defining characteristics of the beast is its ability to silence those who oppose it. Dissenting voices, especially those proclaiming God's truth, will face severe persecution. Believers who refuse to conform to its demands will be ostracized, marginalized, and subjected to oppression. This system wields economic control as a weapon, making survival increasingly difficult for those who remain steadfast in their faith. Its grip on financial systems and societal structures will force individuals to choose between allegiance to the beast and loyalty to God. Mass deception is another hallmark of this entity. The beast will be glorified by many, with its accomplishments and authority celebrated worldwide. Through persuasive rhetoric and impressive feats, it will captivate the hearts and minds of the majority, leading them into idolatry. This glorification, whether of a leader, government, or ideology, will be marked by a rejection of biblical principles and a deliberate effort to replace God's truth with lies. Resisting the beast requires unwavering courage and spiritual clarity. Those who refuse to bow to its authority will need immense fortitude to stand firm in the face of persecution and deprivation. This resistance is not only a physical stance but a spiritual one, an unshakable commitment to God's truth, even when it comes at great personal cost. Such resilience can only come from deep faith, prayer, and reliance on God's strength. Number 4. The Mark of the Beast. The mark of the beast, described in Revelation 13:16-18, is one of the most chilling elements of the end times prophecy. It is a seal of allegiance to a corrupt and oppressive system, representing submission to the authority of the beast. Without this mark, individuals will be excluded from participating in the basic necessities of life, such as buying and selling, granting the beast near total economic and social control. This mark is not merely a physical symbol, but also a representation of spiritual alignment. It signifies a choice to reject God's sovereignty in favor of allegiance to the beast. Its implementation will likely involve technologies or systems that demand conformity to ideologies and practices that are directly opposed to God's principles. These systems will present themselves as essential for survival or convenience, compelling individuals to compromise their faith under the guise of progress or necessity. However, the true danger of the mark lies in its spiritual implications. Accepting it is more than an economic or social decision. It is a declaration of loyalty to a system rooted in rebellion against God. It represents a spiritual submission that has eternal consequences, aligning those who accept it with the forces of evil. Rejecting the mark will require immense courage and unshakable faith. Those who refuse to take it will face persecution, exclusion, and even death. Yet, this choice is not made in despair, but in trust. Trust in God's provision and protection. Scripture assures believers that God will sustain His faithful ones, even in the face of great adversity. Number 5. The Bowls of Wrath. The 7 bowls of divine wrath described in Revelation 16 are a series of ultimate judgments poured out upon a rebellious world. These catastrophic events are not random disasters. They are direct manifestations of God's justice, bringing retribution to those who have rejected Him and aligning the earth for its final restoration. The first bowl unleashes painful sores upon those who have worshipped the beast and accepted its mark. These sores are more than physical afflictions. They symbolize the deep spiritual corruption and consequences of disobedience. Those who align themselves with the beast now experience the tangible effects of their choices, both physically and spiritually. The second and third bowls turn the seas and fresh water into blood. This judgment devastates the earth's life-sustaining resources, representing the destruction of God's provision. The loss of water, the essence of life, underscores the severity of rebellion against the Creator. These plagues remind humanity of its dependence on God, who is the true source of sustenance. The fourth bowl intensifies the sun's heat, scorching those who refuse to repent, while the fifth bowl brings darkness over the beast's kingdom. This darkness exposes the evil system's true nature, revealing its lies and powerlessness against God's authority. Those who trusted in the beast are left in despair, their spiritual blindness now mirrored by physical darkness. The sixth and seventh bowls unleash great earthquakes and natural disasters, shaking the very foundations of creation. These events are not mere environmental phenomena. They symbolize the crumbling of all human-made systems that stand in defiance of God. The earth is being prepared for the return of Christ and the establishment of His kingdom. For those who remain faithful, these judgments are not tragedies but reaffirmations of God's righteousness and a reminder of His imminent victory over all evil. Number 6. The Fall of Babylon. The Great Babylon the Great, as described in Revelation 17-18, symbolizes a vast and corrupt global system characterized by wealth, immorality, and rebellion against God. This entity is more than a physical city. It represents the spiritual and moral decay of a world that has turned its back on the Creator. Babylon thrives on materialism, greed, and exploitation, accumulating power and wealth at the expense of justice and righteousness. Its influence corrupts governments, economies, and cultures, leading humanity further into spiritual darkness. The fall of Babylon is one of the most dramatic and pivotal events of the last days. This system, once seen as invincible, will collapse suddenly and completely, leaving those who benefited from its corruption in mourning. Merchants, leaders, and the wealthy, those who profited from Babylon's greed, will lament its destruction, not because of its immorality, but because their source of power and luxury has been taken away. This lamentation exposes the emptiness of a system that idolized wealth and ignored God's commands. The fall of Babylon will be swift and accompanied by celestial signs, such as earthquakes and other catastrophic events, further testifying to the divine nature of its judgment. This destruction is not only physical, but symbolic of God dismantling the very foundations of rebellion and human pride. For those attuned to God's truth, the fall of Babylon represents a decisive moment in history, the end of humanity's corrupt systems and the dawn of God's eternal kingdom. This event reaffirms God's justice and His ultimate sovereignty, offering hope to the faithful that a new era of righteousness, peace, and divine order is on the horizon. It is both a warning and a promise that God's plan will prevail. Number 7. The Battle of Armageddon. Armageddon, as described in Revelation 16:16 and 19:11-21, is the final and ultimate confrontation between the forces of good and evil, a battle that will culminate in the victorious return of Christ. It is not merely a physical war, but a spiritual culmination of the age-old conflict between God's sovereignty and humanity's rebellion. In this climactic moment, global alliances will form under the leadership of the Antichrist, uniting in open defiance against God's rule. These alliances will seek to destroy the faithful, suppress truth, and challenge the authority of the Creator. For those who remain steadfast, this gathering of nations is not just a geopolitical event but a clear spiritual sign of humanity's final rebellion against divine sovereignty. At the height of this conflict, the heavens will open, revealing Christ in all His glory. Riding a white horse and leading the armies of heaven, He will descend with power and authority, bringing judgment upon the wicked and salvation to the faithful. His appearance will be unmistakable, shining as the ultimate fulfillment of God's promise of justice and restoration. The Antichrist, the false prophet, and their armies will be defeated, cast into the lake of fire, marking the complete triumph of good over evil. This battle signifies much more than the end of rebellion. It heralds the beginning of God's eternal reign. With evil vanquished, the stage is set for the establishment of a new heaven and a new earth, where righteousness, peace, and divine order will prevail forever. For believers, Armageddon is not a moment of fear, but of profound hope, a promise that God's victory is assured and His kingdom is at hand. Number 8. The Millennial Reign and Final Rebellion. The 1,000-year reign of Christ, also known as the Millennium, described in Revelation 21-10, is a period of unparalleled peace, restoration, and divine justice. During this time, Christ Himself will rule over the earth, bringing harmony to creation and establishing a kingdom founded on righteousness and truth. This era will fulfill prophetic visions of universal justice, where nations will live in peace, and all creation will flourish under the perfect leadership of the Savior. Under Christ's reign, the world will experience a restoration of God's original design. Suffering, oppression, and evil will cease, as Satan is bound and unable to influence humanity. The chosen will recognize this period through its complete departure from the chaos and injustice of the previous age. Truth will reign supreme, and all people will have the opportunity to witness the unmatched glory and love of the Creator. However, this period of peace will come to a dramatic conclusion when Satan is released for one final rebellion. After being bound for 1,000 years, he will once again deceive the nations, gathering a vast army to challenge God's authority. Despite the magnitude of this rebellion, It will be swiftly and decisively crushed. Fire from heaven will consume Satan's forces, and he will be cast into the lake of fire, never to return. This final victory marks the complete and ultimate triumph of God over evil. It signals the end of all opposition to his sovereignty and ushers in the eternal state of his kingdom. Number 9. The two witnesses. In Revelation 11:3-12, God sends two witnesses as his messengers during a time of great opposition and spiritual darkness. These witnesses will prophesy for 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth, symbolizing their message of repentance and mourning for humanity's rebellion. Their mission is to call people back to God, confronting the world with the truth of his justice and mercy. The two witnesses will be empowered by God to perform extraordinary miracles that demonstrate his sovereignty. They will have the authority to shut the heavens so that no rain falls, to turn water into blood, and to strike the earth with plagues as often as they desire. These miraculous acts will not only confirm their divine commission, but will also serve as a warning to those who persist in defying God's will. During their ministry, the witnesses will face fierce opposition, particularly from the beast, who represents the forces of evil. Their message will provoke anger and rejection from a world increasingly hostile to divine truth. Eventually, the beast will succeed in killing them, and their bodies will lie unburied in the streets of a city symbolically called Sodom in Egypt, representing humanity's sin and rebellion. This apparent victory will lead many to celebrate, believing they have silenced God's messengers. However, after 3.5 days, God will resurrect the witnesses in full view of their enemies. Their ascension to heaven will serve as an undeniable testimony to God's power and authority, proving that evil's triumph is temporary. This event will bring fear to many and will reaffirm to the faithful that God's ultimate victory is near. The two witnesses embody God's mercy and justice, showing that even in the darkest times, he provides opportunities for repentance while demonstrating his unstoppable sovereignty. From the rise of false prophets to the final judgment, the signs described in Revelation serve as pivotal milestones in the unfolding of God's divine plan. These events, though daunting and often overwhelming, are not meant to incite fear in the faithful, but to strengthen their resolve and encourage steadfastness in their walk with God. Each sign is a marker, a signal that God's promises are being fulfilled and that the ultimate restoration of his creation is drawing near. The rise of false prophets will be one of the most challenging tests of faith. These deceivers, empowered by the forces of evil, will perform signs and wonders to mislead even the elect if possible. They will distort truth and lead many astray with enticing messages that appeal to human pride and desires. For those rooted in God's word, however, these false teachers will be discernible, and their deceit will only deepen the faithful's commitment to stand firm in the truth. As the final judgment approaches, global chaos will intensify. Nations will rise against nations, natural disasters will grow in frequency and severity, and spiritual warfare will become increasingly evident. Despite this, the faithful are called to look beyond the turmoil and see these events as necessary steps toward the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. They are reminders that while evil may seem to prevail temporarily, its time is limited, and its defeat is certain. For believers, these signs are not causes for despair but opportunities to draw closer to God. Through prayer, scripture, and fellowship with other believers, they are reminded to trust in his promises. By remaining steadfast, they bear witness to the hope and assurance found in Christ, knowing that God's justice, mercy, and ultimate victory will prevail. The signs described in Revelation are far more than catastrophic events. They are divine warnings, urging humanity to prepare for the fulfillment of God's eternal promises. Each sign calls us to reflect, repent, and realign our lives with his will. For those who seek him, these signs are not causes for fear, but opportunities to grow in vigilance, faith, and hope, trusting in the sovereign plan of our Creator. Now is the time to strengthen your faith. Immerse yourself in prayer, study God's Word, and live each day in alignment with His truth. While the world may grow darker, The faithful have the assurance that Christ's victory is near. The message of Revelation is not one of despair, but of triumph. God's kingdom will prevail. His justice will reign, and His promises will never fail. Do you see these signs around you? Which of them do you believe is already unfolding? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's encourage one another to stay strong in our faith. If you found this message inspiring, subscribe to our channel for more insights into God's Word, and see you in the next video. Wealth doesn't come as a polite knock at the door. It storms into your life, flips your world upside down, and demands, "Were you truly ready for me?" Many crave financial abundance, yet few are truly prepared to handle its weight, its chaos, and its responsibility. Let's begin with this sobering truth. 95% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Why? Because wealth doesn't just upgrade your bank account, it magnifies everything: your mindset, habits, relationships, and beliefs. The universe doesn't send wealth to test your luck, it sends wealth to test your readiness. If you are among the chosen ones, you'll know this journey isn't just about accumulating numbers on a screen. It's about evolving into the kind of person who can withstand, sustain, and multiply abundance. So, buckle up, chosen ones. The path to true wealth isn't paved with comfort. It's messy, challenging, and transformative. Let's explore the 12 ways sudden wealth tests you, shapes you, and ultimately calls you into a greater version of yourself. Wealth rarely arrives as a gift wrapped in silk and gold. It comes disguised as chaos, a force that disrupts the ordinary and demands that you transform. The time before a breakthrough often feels like life is unraveling, messy, overwhelming, and even painful. That discomfort, however, is not random or cruel. It is a deliberate process. It's the universe reshaping you, testing you, and molding you into someone capable of carrying the weight of abundance. You don't stumble upon true wealth. You grow into it. At first, this chaos feels unfair. Life may feel heavier than ever before. Relationships strained, routines shaken, and habits questioned. But here's the truth. Not everything or everyone in your life can come with you to the next level. Wealth is not just about having more. It's about becoming more. It forces you to confront what's holding you back and shines an unflinching spotlight on areas of your life that you may have ignored, avoided, or justified. If you lack discipline, wealth will expose it. Suddenly, the money you crave will reveal that impulsive habits and poor self-control have far-reaching consequences. If your relationships are toxic or unbalanced, the stakes will rise. Wealth magnifies everything: envy, entitlement, and hidden resentments that once lay dormant. People who seemed supportive may now show their true colors, and unhealthy connections will become impossible to ignore. If you are indecisive or timid, sudden wealth will paralyze you. New opportunities and decisions will come fast, and hesitation could cost you everything. This is why the discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. It's life pushing you to grow into someone who can sustain abundance, not just attract it. Too often, people assume that wealth will magically fix their problems, but the opposite is true. Money magnifies your strengths, yes, but also your weaknesses. The habits, mindsets, and patterns that you currently allow will become glaringly obvious, and their consequences far more costly. Many give up during this phase because they mistake struggle for failure. They think the chaos means they're on the wrong path. But here's the profound reality. This struggle is evidence that you are being stretched into your greater self. It's the universe asking, "Are you ready for what you say you want? Can you handle it?" Because the truth is, wealth without preparation won't stay. Lottery winners lose it all because they were never made ready to hold it. It isn't the windfall that matters. It's the capacity to sustain it. So, when life feels like it's falling apart, resist the urge to panic. It might just be falling into place. This uncomfortable phase is where you are strengthened. It's where you shed the old version of yourself, the undisciplined habits, toxic connections, and small thinking, and begin to step into the person who can carry the abundance that's waiting for you. Wealth demands growth, and this chaos is your initiation. Trust it. embrace it, and most importantly, keep going. Your breakthrough isn't far off. It's just on the other side of this discomfort. Wealth changes everything, especially the way people perceive you. It transforms you from just another person into someone with resources, influence, and perceived power. And that shift is rarely neutral. It attracts admiration, curiosity, and yes, resentment. The tricky part? Not everyone who enters your life after wealth arrives comes with good intentions, and discerning the difference becomes one of your greatest challenges. Some people will genuinely celebrate your success, cheering for you with hearts full of joy and pride. They see your growth as proof that dreams are possible, and that hard work pays off. These are the people who add light to your journey. But others will approach you with motives wrapped in layers of flattery or guilt. Opportunists who disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even advisors. Their smiles are wide, their words are sweet, but their intentions are self-serving. What makes this shift even more complicated is that the people closest to you, family, old friends, or trusted confidants, may also begin to act differently. Not because you've changed, but because your success has shone a light on their insecurities or unmet ambitions. Suddenly, they may question your decisions, withdraw from you, or make passive-aggressive comments that sting. Relationships you once thought unshakable might feel fragile under the weight of unspoken tension. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it's fear or confusion, as they try to reconcile who you were with who you're becoming. This is where discernment becomes your most valuable tool. Wealth demands that you protect not only your money but your energy, boundaries, and peace. Redefining access is difficult, especially when it involves people you love. But remember this: losing certain connections is often the price of gaining something greater. It's not about abandoning people, but about making space for relationships that align with the version of yourself you're evolving into. Sudden wealth doesn't just change your financial status. It amplifies your deepest beliefs about money, for better or worse. If you've ever thought that money is evil, or believed you're undeserving of financial abundance, those thoughts won't vanish when wealth arrives. Instead, they'll rise to the surface, louder and more persistent than ever, subtly shaping your actions and decisions. If you feel guilty about having more than others, you may unconsciously sabotage yourself, spending recklessly, giving it all away, or making poor decisions until the money disappears. If you view money as something fleeting, you'll hoard it in fear, never fully enjoying or leveraging it because you're terrified it could vanish at any moment. And if you've grown up believing that wealth corrupts people or turns them into something bad, you may reject it altogether, finding ways to push it away or avoiding opportunities that could lead to more abundance. These beliefs operate like invisible scripts, running silently in the background, dictating your relationship with money without you realizing it. Wealth becomes a mirror that reflects these unhealed wounds, fears, and limiting thoughts back to you. It forces you to confront not just what you have, but who you are and what you believe. The good news? Once these beliefs are brought to light, they lose their power over you. Awareness is the first step to transformation. You can begin to reframe your relationship with money, seeing it not as a source of guilt, fear, or corruption, but as a tool for freedom, empowerment, and impact. Money itself isn't good or bad, it's neutral. It simply amplifies what's already within you. The real work isn't earning wealth, it's mastering your mindset so you can use money to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Wealth doesn't just change your circumstances, it fundamentally shifts your identity. Suddenly, you're no longer seen as just you. You become the person with money, someone others view through the lens of expectations, assumptions, and even judgments. The way the world interacts with you changes, and so must the way you navigate it. People will say, "You've changed," often as though it's an accusation. But here's the reality: you must change. Elevation demands transformation. You cannot operate with the same habits, routines, or mindsets that served you before if you wish to thrive at this new level. Growth requires shedding the old patterns, limiting beliefs, and even parts of your former self that no longer align with where you're going. But this evolution isn't easy. Staying true to your values while embracing the transformation wealth brings is one of the greatest challenges you'll face. People who once cheered you on might begin to grow distant. Family and friends who were pillars of support may feel left behind or begin to question whether they still have a place in your life. Envy, judgment, and whispered criticisms become unexpected shadows of your success, and they can sting. The real test lies in deciding who you become. You are allowed to change. It's a natural and necessary part of growth. The key is ensuring that your transformation aligns with your purpose and values, not external pressures or expectations. Wealth doesn't have to alienate you from your authenticity. Instead, it can be an opportunity to deepen it, to become an even greater version of yourself. So, when others say, "You've changed," take it as a sign that you're growing. Let their words remind you that transformation is not only inevitable, but necessary. What matters is that the person you're becoming is someone you're proud of. When sudden wealth arrives, it often brings a rush of adrenaline and a surge of excitement. The initial instinct might be to celebrate, spend freely, or announce your newfound success to the world. While the desire to enjoy and share your blessing is natural, acting too quickly can lead to impulsive decisions that turn your gift into a burden. Wealth has the power to elevate, but only when approached with wisdom and intentionality. This is where the strategic pause becomes your greatest superpower. Before making any major decisions, take a step back. Breathe. Allow yourself the space to process this dramatic shift in your reality. Rushing into action, whether it's buying lavish things, investing in unvetted opportunities, or sharing the news widely, can expose you to unnecessary risks, pressure, and even hidden agendas from others. Instead, use this pause to reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what are my true goals? What priorities matter most in this new chapter of my life? What steps will ensure this wealth doesn't just bring short-term joy, but lasting impact? Announcing your fortune too early can invite unwanted attention and unsolicited advice, often from people who may not have your best interests at heart. Silence in these early stages is your strongest ally. It gives you time to think clearly and avoid external noise while crafting a strategy that aligns with your long-term vision. Surround yourself with trusted professionals, financial advisors, attorneys, and mentors who can help you navigate the complexities of wealth. Their guidance can protect you from pitfalls and help you build a solid foundation for your financial future. Remember, the pause isn't about denying yourself the joy of your success. It's about ensuring every move you make is intentional, aligned, and built for sustainability. In that stillness, clarity emerges, and with clarity comes the power to turn your blessing into a lasting legacy. Wealth introduces a new reality, one that demands skills far beyond what most people possess when they first receive it. Managing a fortune isn't anything like managing a paycheck. While a paycheck might require basic budgeting, sudden wealth requires you to master the complexities of taxes, investments, legal protections, and strategic financial planning. Without the right knowledge, even a large fortune can disappear as quickly as it arrived. Sudden wealth exposes the gaps in your financial understanding. Ask yourself, do I know how to identify a solid investment versus a scam? Can I confidently negotiate with professionals to protect your interests? Am I emotionally prepared to navigate the relational complexities wealth brings, such as envy, entitlement, or opportunism? The harsh reality is that many people are caught off guard by how quickly wealth can complicate their lives. From confusing tax codes to fraudulent schemes, the stakes are higher, and the consequences of mistakes are far more significant. The good news? These gaps aren't permanent. Sudden wealth doesn't just test you. It also offers an opportunity to learn and grow into the kind of person who can protect and multiply abundance. Commit to education. Take courses on financial literacy. Read books about wealth management, and surround yourself with experts you trust. Financial advisors, tax specialists, and attorneys who can guide you through unfamiliar territory. Learn to ask the right questions, seek clarity in every transaction, and advocate for yourself. Wealth will not protect itself. To sustain it, you must rise to meet its demands. Approach this chapter with humility and a willingness to grow, and you'll gain not only the skills to protect your fortune, but also the wisdom to use it to its fullest potential. Success acts like a spotlight, illuminating your achievements for the world to see. But that light doesn't just highlight your growth. It also casts shadows on the insecurities, doubts, and unmet ambitions of others. While some people will cheer you on with genuine excitement, celebrating your rise as a testament to what's possible, others will respond with resentment, envy, or veiled criticism. You might hear whispers of, "It must be nice," or comments that subtly imply you didn't deserve your success, that it came too easily, or that you've somehow forgotten where you came from. Here's the truth. These reactions aren't about you. They're about them. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting back the unfulfilled dreams, stagnant ambitions, or unrealized potential of those around you. It forces people to confront their own choices, and not everyone is ready for that level of self-awareness. What makes this particularly painful is that the negativity often comes from the people you trusted the most: family, friends, or colleagues you once relied on for support. Their discomfort or distance can feel personal, but it's a reflection of their internal struggles, not your actions. Remember this: you didn't change for the worse. You grew. Growth is necessary, and with it comes change. But change isn't always easy for others to accept, especially when your transformation reminds them of the areas in their own lives they've ignored or avoided. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Your success is something you've earned through effort, resilience, and perseverance. The right people, the ones who truly care about you, will celebrate your growth and cheer for your continued rise. As for the rest, they will either learn to adapt or fade away. Stay true to yourself and never apologize for the progress you've made. You've earned it. Wealth is so much more than just numbers on a bank statement. True wealth is about energy, the ability to use resources to shape your life in ways that align with your deepest values and aspirations. It's about creating freedom, the freedom to buy back your time, focus on what truly matters, and design a life that reflects who you are and what you stand for. When you understand wealth this way, it stops being about accumulation and starts being about purpose. At its core, wealth gives you leverage, the power to choose. You can invest in meaningful relationships, pursue your passions, and support causes close to your heart. It allows you to build a legacy that goes beyond material possessions, one rooted in impact and transformation. But here's the catch. If you only chase money for the sake of having more, you risk falling into a relentless cycle of dissatisfaction. The chase for more becomes a treadmill, leaving you exhausted but unfulfilled. Instead, wealth becomes truly meaningful when you treat it as a tool to create impact not only for yourself but for your loved ones and the world around you. It's about making choices that uplift, empower, and inspire. Whether it's building opportunities for others, spending more time with family, or pursuing dreams you once thought were out of reach, wealth is the energy that makes those possibilities real. If this message resonates with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What does true wealth mean to you? Share your perspective in the comments below. We value your insights and experiences. And if you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our growing community. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have you ever felt that certain experiences in your life were too profound, too sacred, to share with others? Perhaps you've sensed that revealing these things could jeopardize their power, their purpose. You're not alone. The spiritual journey is one of immense depth, and along the way, God entrusts each of us with unique secrets, divine gifts that must be protected with great care. These are not ordinary revelations, but keys to your destiny, treasures that are uniquely tied to your purpose in this world. What I'm about to share with you is not common knowledge. It's a powerful spiritual truth. This truth can transform your perspective, safeguard your destiny, and equip you with the wisdom to navigate life's challenges. Ignore this wisdom, and you risk losing the very essence of what God has placed within you. Stay with me until the end because these insights have the potential to change everything. Each of us carries something extraordinary, something deeply personal that God has placed in our hearts. This isn't just an idea or a dream, it's a divine imprint, a sacred mission crafted for your life alone. But here's the critical truth. Not everything God reveals to you is meant to be shared. Some things are meant to remain hidden, protected from the eyes and ears of others who may not understand their significance. Have you ever shared a dream or plan with someone, only to feel a sense of regret or loss afterward? Perhaps you noticed that after you spoke about it, the opportunities seemed to vanish, or the enthusiasm you once felt began to wane. This is not mere coincidence. It is a spiritual principle in action. The things God places in your life are powerful, but their power diminishes when exposed to the wrong environment. Jesus himself modeled this wisdom. Throughout his ministry, he often told people not to reveal his miracles prematurely. He understood the importance of timing and the dangers of exposing divine truths to those who were not ready to receive them. In the same way, God calls us to protect the secrets he places within us. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is a divine strategy, a sacred act of preservation that allows what God has placed within you to grow without interference. When God entrusts you with something sacred, a revelation, a vision, or a dream, it is not just a gift, but a piece of his divine plan for your life. This treasure is meant to be guarded with care, protected from the premature exposure that could weaken its potential. Silence becomes your shield, a fortress that safeguards the precious seeds of purpose God has sown in your heart. Proverbs 11:13 reminds us, "A trustworthy person keeps a secret." This is more than mere advice. It is a spiritual principle that reflects God's wisdom. By keeping silent about the sacred, you create a safe space for his work to unfold in his perfect timing. Silence is not about concealing the truth, but about preserving it until it is strong enough to withstand the scrutiny and challenges of the world. Imagine a seed planted deep in fertile soil. If the soil is disturbed or the seed exposed to harsh winds before its time, it cannot take root and will wither. In the same way, the dreams and insights God gives you must be nurtured in the quietness of your heart. It is in this sacred silence that your purpose finds strength and stability, growing unseen until it is ready to flourish. Silence is not the absence of action, but the presence of trust. It is an act of faith, a declaration that you believe God's plan is worth waiting for. When you choose to guard what is sacred, you align yourself with his wisdom and prepare the way for his perfect will to be revealed. When we speak too freely about what God has entrusted to us, we expose our divine gifts to risks that can hinder their growth. Envy, doubt, and opposition are often unintended consequences of sharing sacred matters with the wrong audience. Not everyone around you will understand or value the dreams, visions, and purposes God has placed within you. While some may offer support, others, whether through ignorance or malice, can sabotage what you are building. Even well-meaning individuals might fail to comprehend the depth of your calling, leading to misunderstandings or discouragement. Discernment is essential in guarding what is sacred. Before sharing anything significant, take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this the right person to hear this? Is this the right time to share? Does this glorify God, or is it simply to satisfy my desire for validation? If the answer to any of these questions is no, it is better to remain silent. Silence is not about withholding for fear, but about protecting for wisdom. Keeping spiritual secrets is an act of faith and obedience. It shows that you trust God's timing and his ability to reveal what is necessary at the right moment. By choosing not to expose what is sacred prematurely, you honor the trust God has placed in you. Protecting your spiritual insights and dreams is not selfish. It is a way of stewarding the divine gifts given to you. Through prayer and discernment, you can align your actions with God's purpose, ensuring that what he has entrusted to you grows strong and flourishes in the fullness of his plan. God often works in the unseen, orchestrating his plans in ways that are beyond human comprehension. His movements are quiet yet profound, and they often unfold in the secret places of our lives. In Matthew 6:6, Jesus emphasizes this principle of secrecy when he says, "Your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." While this teaching is often applied to prayer, its wisdom extends to every aspect of our spiritual journey. The work that is done in silence, away from the eyes of others, is not only protected, but also blessed by God. When you choose to protect what is sacred, you create an environment where God can operate freely. By shielding your dreams and plans from premature exposure, you prevent the interference of negative energies, doubts, and opposition that could derail their development. This act of preservation is not about living in fear. It is about living with wisdom, intention, and trust in God's timing. Consider the imagery of a masterpiece being painted. The artist does not display the unfinished work to the public but keeps it in the studio, refining it until it is ready to be revealed. In the same way, your sacred dreams and spiritual growth are works in progress, best nurtured in the safety of secrecy until God's perfect moment for unveiling arrives. Living with this wisdom requires discernment and faith. It is a declaration that you trust God's ways over human approval and that you value his plans above the urge to share prematurely. When you guard what is sacred, you not only protect it, but also honor the divine work God is doing in your life, allowing it to flourish in the fullness of his blessing. In our spiritual journey, not everything needs to be explained or shared. Some things are best kept between you and God. Before you speak, pause and pray. Reflect on whether sharing serves God's purpose or merely satisfies your desire for validation. Silence, when used wisely, is a powerful weapon. It preserves your energy and allows God to fight battles on your behalf. By withholding unnecessary details, you shield what is sacred from scrutiny and potential harm. When people ask probing questions about your plans or personal life, respond with grace, but avoid overexposure. Redirect conversations away from sensitive topics, learning the art of speaking less while still maintaining meaningful connections. To strengthen this practice, rely on prayer as your ultimate shield. Prayer connects you to divine wisdom and grants you discernment about what to share and with whom. Before revealing anything significant, bring it to God first. Seek his guidance and protection with a simple prayer. Lord, guide my words and my actions. Help me to discern what should be shared and what should be kept in my heart. Protect the gifts and revelations you have entrusted to me, and let them flourish in your timing. Amen prayer not only offers clarity but also fortifies your spirit, ensuring that your actions align with God's plan. Equally important is discerning who should be part of your trusted circle. Not everyone in your life is meant to hear your secrets or understand your journey. Build relationships with individuals who are spiritually aligned with you, those who genuinely celebrate your victories and support your struggles without envy or negativity. Pay attention to how others respond to your successes. Do they uplift you, or do they plant doubts and fears? Regularly evaluate your relationships, making adjustments as necessary to protect your energy and focus. Surrounding yourself with the right people ensures that your spiritual journey remains strong and unshaken, aligned with God's purpose for your life. When we speak carelessly or out of turn, we unintentionally open doors for spiritual attacks. Words are powerful. They can create or destroy, build up or tear down. The Bible clearly warns us in Proverbs 18:21, "The tongue has the power of life and death." This means that what we say has the ability to shape outcomes, influence circumstances, and even impact the trajectory of our purpose. Careless words, spoken without discernment, can create vulnerabilities, exposing our sacred dreams and plans to envy, doubt, and even active opposition. Consider the times you've shared something precious, a vision, a goal, or a deeply personal revelation, only to face unexpected challenges or feelings of betrayal. Perhaps you noticed that the excitement you once felt for the dream began to fade, or obstacles seemed to arise from nowhere. These moments, though painful, are not failures but lessons. God uses them to teach us the importance of guarding what is sacred. Every revelation entrusted to you by God is precious, like a fragile seed. If exposed prematurely, it may not withstand the harsh elements of misunderstanding, criticism, or spiritual attacks. These experiences are meant to strengthen your discernment and remind you that not everyone around you is equipped to handle or support the weight of what God is doing in your life. By learning to speak with intentionality, you safeguard your purpose and honor God's work within you. Before sharing, pause and ask yourself, will this glorify God? Is this the right person? Is this the right time? When in doubt, choose silence. Trust that God will reveal your purpose to the right people at the right time. Guarding the sacred is not about fear, but about stewarding the gifts and plans He has entrusted to you with wisdom and faith. Loneliness is often perceived as a heavy burden, a void that feels isolating and unwelcome. However, in God's hands, loneliness can become a profound, divine gift. In moments of solitude, when the noise of the world is silenced, God's voice becomes most clear. These quiet times are not periods of abandonment, but intentional seasons where He draws us closer to Himself. It is in these still moments that God strengthens our faith, refines our character, and prepares us for the purpose He has set before us. When you feel alone, remember that God's presence has not left you. Instead, He may be protecting you, shielding you from distractions, harmful influences, or relationships that could derail your journey. Just as Jesus often withdrew to solitary places to pray and commune with the Father, we too can find these times of solitude to be opportunities for spiritual renewal. Rather than viewing loneliness as emptiness, embrace it as sacred space where God is at work within you. These seasons are not setbacks but setups for growth, clarity, and alignment with His will. Trust that even in loneliness, He is shaping you for the greater plans that lie ahead. The secret God has entrusted to you is far more than a mission. It is your greatest weapon, a sacred and intimate connection between you and the Creator. This divine secret is not merely an idea or vision. It is a treasure, carrying the very essence of your calling and identity in Him. Protecting this secret is not about fear or isolation. It is an act of profound faith. It declares that you trust God's timing and His perfect plan above the pressure to seek human validation or immediate results. When you choose to guard what is sacred, you allow God to work freely in the unseen. You create space for Him to perform miracles, to build and strengthen what He has placed within you without interference. Silence becomes the soil where divine seeds grow, nurtured in the quiet until they are ready to bloom. What you protect in faith today will be revealed in glory tomorrow, in God's perfect time and way. This sacred stewardship is a reminder that you are co-laboring with God, honoring His trust in you by guarding the gifts He has given. Trust that His plan is always greater than what you can see. By protecting your secret, you position yourself for the fulfillment of His purpose, allowing Him to unveil it at the moment when it will shine the brightest and bring the greatest impact. Let this be a testament to your faith. God's timing is never late, and His promises are always worth the wait. Chosen one, you are part of something far greater than yourself, a divine purpose woven into the fabric of your being. The secret you carry within you is not a coincidence or an accident. It is proof of your unique calling in this world, a sacred responsibility that reflects God's profound trust in you. This is not just a task or a mission, but a divine treasure entrusted to your care, one that holds the potential to impact lives and fulfill God's perfect plan. Guard it well, for in doing so, you align yourself with His will and open the door to miracles you cannot yet imagine. Every challenge you faced, every moment of solitude, and even every betrayal has been part of God's meticulous preparation. These experiences, though painful at times, were not without purpose. They have refined you, strengthened your character, and taught you the value of protecting what is sacred. Through the trials, God has equipped you with wisdom and discernment. building a spiritual resilience that ensures you can carry the weight of your calling. Embrace these moments as essential steps in your journey. Each trial has been a lesson, a reminder that what God has placed within you is worth safeguarding. Trust in His plan, for He is working through every experience to prepare you for a future beyond your greatest dreams. As you guard this sacred trust, know that you are part of something eternal, something far greater than what the eyes can see, and that God's plans for you are always good and perfect. The secret God has placed within you is not ordinary, it is extraordinary. Protect it with wisdom, nurture it with prayer, and trust in God's timing. By doing so, you honor the divine purpose over your life and position yourself for the fulfillment of His promises. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt the need to protect something sacred in your life? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's build a community of support and encouragement for all who are walking this spiritual journey. If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content that uplifts and inspires. And remember, what is revealed without preparation can be destroyed, but what is kept with wisdom becomes an eternal strength. Protect your divine secret, and trust that God's plan for your life is unfolding perfectly. Stay blessed, chosen one. Wealth doesn't come as a polite knock at the door. It storms into your life, flips your world upside down, and demands, "Were you truly ready for me?" Many crave financial abundance, yet few are truly prepared to handle its weight, its chaos, and its responsibility. Let's begin with this sobering truth. 95% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Why? Because wealth doesn't just upgrade your bank account, it magnifies everything: your mindset, habits, relationships, and beliefs. The universe doesn't send wealth to test your luck. It sends wealth to test your readiness. If you are among the chosen ones, you'll know this journey isn't just about accumulating numbers on a screen. It's about evolving into the kind of person who can withstand, sustain, and multiply abundance. So, buckle up, chosen ones. The path to true wealth isn't paved with comfort. It's messy, challenging, and transformative. Let's explore the 12 ways sudden wealth tests you, shapes you, and ultimately calls you into a greater version of yourself. Wealth rarely arrives as a gift wrapped in silk and gold. It comes disguised as chaos, a force that disrupts the ordinary and demands that you transform. The time before a breakthrough often feels like life is unraveling, messy, overwhelming, and even painful. That discomfort, however, is not random or cruel. It is a deliberate process. It's the universe reshaping you, testing you, and molding you into someone capable of carrying the weight of abundance. You don't stumble upon true wealth. You grow into it. At first, this chaos feels unfair. Life may feel heavier than ever before. Relationships strained, routines shaken, and habits questioned. But here's the truth. Not everything or everyone in your life can come with you to the next level. Wealth is not just about having more. It's about becoming more. It forces you to confront what's holding you back and shines an unflinching spotlight on areas of your life that you may have ignored, avoided, or justified. If you lack discipline, wealth will expose it. Suddenly, the money you crave will reveal that impulsive habits and poor self-control have far-reaching consequences. If your relationships are toxic or unbalanced, the stakes will rise. Wealth magnifies everything: envy, entitlement, and hidden resentments that once lay dormant. People who seemed supportive may now show their true colors, and unhealthy connections will become impossible to ignore. If you are indecisive or timid, sudden wealth will paralyze you. New opportunities and decisions will come fast, and hesitation could cost you everything. This is why the discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. It's life pushing you to grow into someone who can sustain abundance, not just attract it. Too often, people assume that wealth will magically fix their problems, but the opposite is true. Money magnifies your strengths, yes, but also your weaknesses. The habits, mindsets, and patterns that you currently allow will become glaringly obvious, and their consequences far more costly. Many give up during this phase because they mistake struggle for failure. They think the chaos means they're on the wrong path. But here's the profound reality. This struggle is evidence that you are being stretched into your greater self. It's the universe asking, are you ready for what you say you want? Can you handle it? Because the truth is, wealth without preparation won't stay. Lottery winners lose it all because they were never made ready to hold it. It isn't the windfall that matters. It's the capacity to sustain it. So, when life feels like it's falling apart, resist the urge to panic. It might just be falling into place. This uncomfortable phase is where you are strengthened. It's where you shed the old version of yourself, the undisciplined habits, toxic connections, and small thinking, and begin to step into the person who can carry the abundance that's waiting for you. Wealth demands growth, and this chaos is your initiation. Trust it, embrace it, and most importantly, keep going. Your breakthrough isn't far off. It's just on the other side of this discomfort. Wealth changes everything, especially the way people perceive you. It transforms you from just another person into someone with resources, influence, and perceived power. And that shift is rarely neutral. It attracts admiration, curiosity, and yes, resentment. The tricky part? Not everyone who enters your life after wealth arrives comes with good intentions, and discerning the difference becomes one of your greatest challenges. Some people will genuinely celebrate your success, cheering for you with hearts full of joy and pride. They see your growth as proof that dreams are possible, and that hard work pays off. These are the people who add light to your journey. But others will approach you with motives wrapped in layers of flattery or guilt. Opportunists who disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even advisors. Their smiles are wide, their words are sweet, but their intentions are self-serving. What makes this shift even more complicated is that the people closest to you, family, old friends, or trusted confidants, may also begin to act differently. Not because you've changed, but because your success has shone a light on their insecurities or unmet ambitions. Suddenly, they may question your decisions, withdraw from you, or make passive-aggressive comments that sting. Relationships you once thought unshakable might feel fragile under the weight of unspoken tension. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it's fear or confusion, as they try to reconcile who you were with who you're becoming. This is where discernment becomes your most valuable tool. Wealth demands that you protect not only your money but your energy, boundaries, and peace. Redefining access is difficult, especially when it involves people you love. But remember this: losing certain connections is often the price of gaining something greater. It's not about abandoning people, but about making space for relationships that align with the version of yourself you're evolving into. Sudden wealth doesn't just change your financial status. It amplifies your deepest beliefs about money, for better or worse. If you've ever thought that money is evil, or believed you're undeserving of financial abundance, those thoughts won't vanish when wealth arrives. Instead, they'll rise to the surface, louder and more persistent than ever, subtly shaping your actions and decisions. If you feel guilty about having more than others, you may unconsciously sabotage yourself, spending recklessly, giving it all away, or making poor decisions until the money disappears. If you view money as something fleeting, you'll hoard it in fear, never fully enjoying or leveraging it because you're terrified it could vanish at any moment. And if you've grown up believing that wealth corrupts people or turns them into something bad, you may reject it altogether, finding ways to push it away or avoiding opportunities that could lead to more abundance. These beliefs operate like invisible scripts, running silently in the background, dictating your relationship with money without you realizing it. Wealth becomes a mirror that reflects these unhealed wounds, fears, and limiting thoughts back to you. It forces you to confront not just what you have, but who you are and what you believe. The good news? Once these beliefs are brought to light, they lose their power over you. Awareness is the first step to transformation. You can begin to reframe your relationship with money, seeing it not as a source of guilt, fear, or corruption, but as a tool for freedom, empowerment, and impact. Money itself isn't good or bad, it's neutral. It simply amplifies what's already within you. The real work isn't earning wealth. It's mastering your mindset so you can use money to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Wealth doesn't just change your circumstances, it fundamentally shifts your identity. Suddenly, you're no longer seen as just you. You become the person with money, someone others view through the lens of expectations, assumptions, and even judgments. The way the world interacts with you changes, and so must the way you navigate it. People will say, "You've changed," often as though it's an accusation. But here's the reality: you must change. Elevation demands transformation. You cannot operate with the same habits, routines, or mindsets that served you before if you wish to thrive at this new level. Growth requires shedding the old patterns, limiting beliefs, and even parts of your former self that no longer align with where you're going. But this evolution isn't easy. Staying true to your values while embracing the transformation wealth brings is one of the greatest challenges you'll face. People who once cheered you on might begin to grow distant. Family and friends who were pillars of support may feel left behind or begin to question whether they still have a place in your life. Envy, judgment, and whispered criticisms become unexpected shadows of your success, and they can sting. The real test lies in deciding who you become. You are allowed to change. It's a natural and necessary part of growth. The key is ensuring that your transformation aligns with your purpose and values, not external pressures or expectations. Wealth doesn't have to alienate you from your authenticity. Instead, it can be an opportunity to deepen it, to become an even greater version of yourself. So, when others say, "You've changed," take it as a sign that you're growing. Let their words remind you that transformation is not only inevitable, but necessary. What matters is that the person you're becoming is someone you're proud of. When sudden wealth arrives, it often brings a rush of adrenaline and a surge of excitement. The initial instinct might be to celebrate, spend freely, or announce your newfound success to the world. While the desire to enjoy and share your blessing is natural, acting too quickly can lead to impulsive decisions that turn your gift into a burden. Wealth has the power to elevate, but only when approached with wisdom and intentionality. This is where the strategic pause becomes your greatest superpower. Before making any major decisions, take a step back. Breathe. Allow yourself the space to process this dramatic shift in your reality. Rushing into action, whether it's buying lavish things, investing in unvetted opportunities, or sharing the news widely, can expose you to unnecessary risks, pressure, and even hidden agendas from others. Instead, use this pause to reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what are my true goals? What priorities matter most in this new chapter of my life? What steps will ensure this wealth doesn't just bring short-term joy, but lasting impact? Announcing your fortune too early can invite unwanted attention and unsolicited advice, often from people who may not have your best interests at heart. Silence in these early stages is your strongest ally. It gives you time to think clearly and avoid external noise while crafting a strategy that aligns with your long-term vision. Surround yourself with trusted professionals, financial advisors, attorneys, and mentors who can help you navigate the complexities of wealth. Their guidance can protect you from pitfalls and help you build a solid foundation for your financial future. Remember, the pause isn't about denying yourself the joy of your success. It's about ensuring every move you make is intentional, aligned, and built for sustainability. In that stillness, clarity emerges, and with clarity comes the power to turn your blessing into a lasting legacy. Wealth introduces a new reality, one that demands skills far beyond what most people possess when they first receive it. Managing a fortune isn't anything like managing a paycheck. While a paycheck might require basic budgeting, sudden wealth requires you to master the complexities of taxes, investments, legal protections, and strategic financial planning. Without the right knowledge, even a large fortune can disappear as quickly as it arrived. Sudden wealth exposes the gaps in your financial understanding. Ask yourself, do I know how to identify a solid investment versus a scam? Can I confidently negotiate with professionals to protect your interests? Am I emotionally prepared to navigate the relational complexities wealth brings, such as envy, entitlement, or opportunism? The harsh reality is that many people are caught off guard by how quickly wealth can complicate their lives. From confusing tax codes to fraudulent schemes, the stakes are higher, and the consequences of mistakes are far more significant. The good news? These gaps aren't permanent. Sudden wealth doesn't just test you. It also offers an opportunity to learn and grow into the kind of person who can protect and multiply abundance. Commit to education. Take courses on financial literacy. Read books about wealth management, and surround yourself with experts you trust. Financial advisors, tax specialists, and attorneys who can guide you through unfamiliar territory. Learn to ask the right questions, seek clarity in every transaction, and advocate for yourself. Wealth will not protect itself. To sustain it, you must rise to meet its demands. Approach this chapter with humility and a willingness to grow, and you'll gain not only the skills to protect your fortune, but also the wisdom to use it to its fullest potential. Success acts like a spotlight, illuminating your achievements for the world to see. But that light doesn't just highlight your growth. It also casts shadows on the insecurities, doubts, and unmet ambitions of others. While some people will cheer you on with genuine excitement, celebrating your rise as a testament to what's possible, others will respond with resentment, envy, or veiled criticism. You might hear whispers of, "It must be nice," or comments that subtly imply you didn't deserve your success, that it came too easily, or that you've somehow forgotten where you came from. Here's the truth. These reactions aren't about you. They're about them. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting back the unfulfilled dreams, stagnant ambitions, or unrealized potential of those around you. It forces people to confront their own choices, and not everyone is ready for that level of self-awareness. What makes this particularly painful is that the negativity often comes from the people you trusted the most: family, friends, or colleagues you once relied on for support. Their discomfort or distance can feel personal, but it's a reflection of their internal struggles, not your actions. Remember this: you didn't change for the worse. You grew. Growth is necessary, and with it comes change. But change isn't always easy for others to accept, especially when your transformation reminds them of the areas in their own lives they've ignored or avoided. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Your success is something you've earned through effort, resilience, and perseverance. The right people, the ones who truly care about you, will celebrate your growth and cheer for your continued rise. As for the rest, they will either learn to adapt or fade away. Stay true to yourself and never apologize for the progress you've made. You've earned it. Wealth is so much more than just numbers on a bank statement. True wealth is about energy, the ability to use resources to shape your life in ways that align with your deepest values and aspirations. It's about creating freedom, the freedom to buy back your time, focus on what truly matters, and design a life that reflects who you are and what you stand for. When you understand wealth this way, it stops being about accumulation and starts being about purpose. At its core, wealth gives you leverage, the power to choose. You can invest in meaningful relationships, pursue your passions, and support causes close to your heart. It allows you to build a legacy that goes beyond material possessions, one rooted in impact and transformation. But here's the catch. If you only chase money for the sake of having more, you risk falling into a relentless cycle of dissatisfaction. The chase for more becomes a treadmill, leaving you exhausted but unfulfilled. Instead, wealth becomes truly meaningful when you treat it as a tool to create impact not only for yourself but for your loved ones and the world around you. It's about making choices that uplift, empower, and inspire. Whether it's building opportunities for others, spending more time with family, or pursuing dreams you once thought were out of reach, wealth is the energy that makes those possibilities real. If this message resonates with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What does true wealth mean to you? Share your perspective in the comments below. We value your insights and experiences. And if you found this video inspiring, Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our growing community. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Wealth doesn't come as a polite knock at the door. It storms into your life, flips your world upside down and demands, "Were you truly ready for me?" Many crave financial abundance, yet few are truly prepared to handle its weight, its chaos, and its responsibility. Let's begin with this sobering truth. 95% of lottery winners are broke within 5 years. Why? Because wealth doesn't just upgrade your bank account, it magnifies everything: your mindset, habits, relationships, and beliefs. The universe doesn't send wealth to test your luck. It sends wealth to test your readiness. If you are among the chosen ones, you'll know this journey isn't just about accumulating numbers on a screen. It's about evolving into the kind of person who can withstand, sustain, and multiply abundance. So, buckle up, chosen ones. The path to true wealth isn't paved with comfort. It's messy, challenging, and transformative. Let's explore the 12 ways sudden wealth tests you, shapes you, and ultimately calls you into a greater version of yourself. Wealth rarely arrives as a gift wrapped in silk and gold. It comes disguised as chaos, a force that disrupts the ordinary and demands that you transform. The time before a breakthrough often feels like life is unraveling, messy, overwhelming, and even painful. That discomfort, however, is not random or cruel. It is a deliberate process. It's the universe reshaping you, testing you, and molding you into someone capable of carrying the weight of abundance. You don't stumble upon true wealth. You grow into it. At first, this chaos feels unfair. Life may feel heavier than ever before. Relationships strained, routines shaken, and habits questioned. But here's the truth. Not everything or everyone in your life can come with you to the next level. Wealth is not just about having more. It's about becoming more. It forces you to confront what's holding you back and shines an unflinching spotlight on areas of your life that you may have ignored, avoided, or justified. If you lack discipline, wealth will expose it. Suddenly, the money you crave will reveal that impulsive habits and poor self-control have far-reaching consequences. If your relationships are toxic or unbalanced, the stakes will rise. Wealth magnifies everything: envy, entitlement, and hidden resentments that once lay dormant. People who seemed supportive may now show their true colors, and unhealthy connections will become impossible to ignore. If you are indecisive or timid, sudden wealth will paralyze you. New opportunities and decisions will come fast, and hesitation could cost you everything. This is why the discomfort you feel is not punishment, it's preparation. It's life pushing you to grow into someone who can sustain abundance, not just attract it. Too often, people assume that wealth will magically fix their problems, but the opposite is true. Money magnifies your strengths, yes, but also your weaknesses. The habits, mindsets, and patterns that you currently allow will become glaringly obvious, and their consequences far more costly. Many give up during this phase because they mistake struggle for failure. They think the chaos means they're on the wrong path. But here's the profound reality. This struggle is evidence that you are being stretched into your greater self. It's the universe asking, "Are you ready for what you say you want? Can you handle it?" Because the truth is, wealth without preparation won't stay. Lottery winners lose it all because they were never made ready to hold it. It isn't the windfall that matters. It's the capacity to sustain it. So, when life feels like it's falling apart, resist the urge to panic. It might just be falling into place. This uncomfortable phase is where you are strengthened. It's where you shed the old version of yourself, the undisciplined habits, toxic connections, and small thinking, and begin to step into the person who can carry the abundance that's waiting for you. Wealth demands growth, and this chaos is your initiation. Trust it, embrace it, and most importantly, keep going. Your breakthrough isn't far off. It's just on the other side of this discomfort. Wealth changes everything, especially the way people perceive you. It transforms you from just another person into someone with resources, influence, and perceived power. and that shift is rarely neutral. It attracts admiration, curiosity, and yes, resentment. The tricky part? Not everyone who enters your life after wealth arrives comes with good intentions, and discerning the difference becomes one of your greatest challenges. Some people will genuinely celebrate your success, cheering for you with hearts full of joy and pride. They see your growth as proof that dreams are possible, and that hard work pays off. These are the people who add light to your journey. But others will approach you with motives wrapped in layers of flattery or guilt. Opportunists who disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even advisors. Their smiles are wide, their words are sweet, but their intentions are self-serving. What makes this shift even more complicated is that the people closest to you, family, old friends, or trusted confidants, may also begin to act differently. Not because you've changed, but because your success has shone a light on their insecurities or unmet ambitions. Suddenly, they may question your decisions, withdraw from you, or make passive-aggressive comments that sting. Relationships you once thought unshakable might feel fragile under the weight of unspoken tension. It's not always malicious. Sometimes it's fear or confusion, as they try to reconcile who you were with who you're becoming. This is where discernment becomes your most valuable tool. Wealth demands that you protect not only your money but your energy, boundaries, and peace. Redefining access is difficult, especially when it involves people you love. But remember this: losing certain connections is often the price of gaining something greater. It's not about abandoning people, but about making space for relationships that align with the version of yourself you're evolving into. Sudden wealth doesn't just change your financial status. It amplifies your deepest beliefs about money, for better or worse. If you've ever thought that money is evil, or believed you're undeserving of financial abundance, those thoughts won't vanish when wealth arrives. Instead, they'll rise to the surface, louder and more persistent than ever, subtly shaping your actions and decisions. If you feel guilty about having more than others, you may unconsciously sabotage yourself, spending recklessly, giving it all away, or making poor decisions until the money disappears. If you view money as something fleeting, you'll hoard it in fear, never fully enjoying or leveraging it because you're terrified it could vanish at any moment. And if you've grown up believing that wealth corrupts people or turns them into something bad, you may reject it altogether, finding ways to push it away or avoiding opportunities that could lead to more abundance. These beliefs operate like invisible scripts, running silently in the background, dictating your relationship with money without you realizing it. Wealth becomes a mirror that reflects these unhealed wounds, fears, and limiting thoughts back to you. It forces you to confront not just what you have, but who you are and what you believe. The good news? Once these beliefs are brought to light, they lose their power over you. Awareness is the first step to transformation. You can begin to reframe your relationship with money, seeing it not as a source of guilt, fear, or corruption, but as a tool for freedom, empowerment, and impact. Money itself isn't good or bad, it's neutral. It simply amplifies what's already within you. The real work isn't earning wealth, it's mastering your mindset so you can use money to create a life of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Wealth doesn't just change your circumstances, it fundamentally shifts your identity. Suddenly, you're no longer seen as just you. You become the person with money, someone others view through the lens of expectations, assumptions, and even judgments. The way the world interacts with you changes, and so must the way you navigate it. People will say, "You've changed," often as though it's an accusation. But here's the reality: you must change. Elevation demands transformation. You cannot operate with the same habits, routines, or mindsets that served you before if you wish to thrive at this new level. Growth requires shedding the old patterns, limiting beliefs, and even parts of your former self that no longer align with where you're going. But this evolution isn't easy. Staying true to your values while embracing the transformation wealth brings is one of the greatest challenges you'll face. People who once cheered you on might begin to grow distant. Family and friends who were pillars of support may feel left behind, or begin to question whether they still have a place in your life. Envy, judgment, and whispered criticisms become unexpected shadows of your success, and they can sting. The real test lies in deciding who you become. You are allowed to change. It's a natural and necessary part of growth. The key is ensuring that your transformation aligns with your purpose and values, not external pressures or expectations. Wealth doesn't have to alienate you from your authenticity. Instead, it can be an opportunity to deepen it, to become an even greater version of yourself. So, when others say, "You've changed," take it as a sign that you're growing. Let their words remind you that transformation is not only inevitable, but necessary. What matters is that the person you're becoming is someone you're proud of. When sudden wealth arrives, it often brings a rush of adrenaline and a surge of excitement. The initial instinct might be to celebrate, spend freely, or announce your newfound success to the world. While the desire to enjoy and share your blessing is natural, acting too quickly can lead to impulsive decisions that turn your gift into a burden. Wealth has the power to elevate, but only when approached with wisdom and intentionality. This is where the strategic pause becomes your greatest superpower. Before making any major decisions, take a step back. Breathe. Allow yourself the space to process this dramatic shift in your reality. Rushing into action, whether it's buying lavish things, investing in unvetted opportunities, or sharing the news widely, can expose you to unnecessary risks, pressure, and even hidden agendas from others. Instead, use this pause to reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what are my true goals? What priorities matter most in this new chapter of my life? What steps will ensure this wealth doesn't just bring short-term joy, but lasting impact? Announcing your fortune too early can invite unwanted attention and unsolicited advice, often from people who may not have your best interests at heart. Silence in these early stages is your strongest ally. It gives you time to think clearly and avoid external noise while crafting a strategy that aligns with your long-term vision. Surround yourself with trusted professionals, financial advisors, attorneys, and mentors who can help you navigate the complexities of wealth. Their guidance can protect you from pitfalls and help you build a solid foundation for your financial future. Remember, the pause isn't about denying yourself the joy of your success. It's about ensuring every move you make is intentional, aligned, and built for sustainability. In that stillness, clarity emerges, and with clarity comes the power to turn your blessing into a lasting legacy. Wealth introduces a new reality, one that demands skills far beyond what most people possess when they first receive it. Managing a fortune isn't anything like managing a paycheck. While a paycheck might require basic budgeting, sudden wealth requires you to master the complexities of taxes, investments, legal protections, and strategic financial planning. Without the right knowledge, even a large fortune can disappear as quickly as it arrived. Sudden wealth exposes the gaps in your financial understanding. Ask yourself, do I know how to identify a solid investment versus a scam? Can I confidently negotiate with professionals to protect your interests? Am I emotionally prepared to navigate the relational complexities wealth brings, such as envy, entitlement, or opportunism? The harsh reality is that many people are caught off guard by how quickly wealth can complicate their lives. From confusing tax codes to fraudulent schemes, the stakes are higher, and the consequences of mistakes are far more significant. The good news? These gaps aren't permanent. Sudden wealth doesn't just test you. It also offers an opportunity to learn and grow into the kind of person who can protect and multiply abundance. Commit to education. Take courses on financial literacy. Read books about wealth management, and surround yourself with experts you trust. Financial advisors, tax specialists, and attorneys who can guide you through unfamiliar territory. Learn to ask the right questions, seek clarity in every transaction, and advocate for yourself. Wealth will not protect itself. To sustain it, you must rise to meet its demands. Approach this chapter with humility and a willingness to grow, and you'll gain not only the skills to protect your fortune, but also the wisdom to use it to its fullest potential. Success acts like a spotlight, illuminating your achievements for the world to see. But that light doesn't just highlight your growth. It also casts shadows on the insecurities, doubts, and unmet ambitions of others. While some people will cheer you on with genuine excitement, celebrating your rise as a testament to what's possible, others will respond with resentment, envy, or veiled criticism. You might hear whispers of, "It must be nice," or comments that subtly imply you didn't deserve your success, that it came too easily, or that you've somehow forgotten where you came from. Here's the truth. These reactions aren't about you. They're about them. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting back the unfulfilled dreams, stagnant ambitions, or unrealized potential of those around you. It forces people to confront their own choices, and not everyone is ready for that level of self-awareness. What makes this particularly painful is that the negativity often comes from the people you trusted the most: family, friends, or colleagues you once relied on for support. Their discomfort or distance can feel personal, but it's a reflection of their internal struggles, not your actions. Remember this: you didn't change for the worse. You grew. Growth is necessary, and with it comes change. But change isn't always easy for others to accept, especially when your transformation reminds them of the areas in their own lives they've ignored or avoided. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Your success is something you've earned through effort, resilience, and perseverance. The right people, the ones who truly care about you, will celebrate your growth and cheer for your continued rise. As for the rest, they will either learn to adapt or fade away. Stay true to yourself and never apologize for the progress you've made. You've earned it. Wealth is so much more than just numbers on a bank statement. True wealth is about energy, the ability to use resources to shape your life in ways that align with your deepest values and aspirations. It's about creating freedom, the freedom to buy back your time, focus on what truly matters, and design a life that reflects who you are and what you stand for. When you understand wealth this way, it stops being about accumulation and starts being about purpose. At its core, wealth gives you leverage, the power to choose. You can invest in meaningful relationships, pursue your passions, and support causes close to your heart. It allows you to build a legacy that goes beyond material possessions, one rooted in impact and transformation. But here's the catch. If you only chase money for the sake of having more, you risk falling into a relentless cycle of dissatisfaction. The chase for more becomes a treadmill, leaving you exhausted but unfulfilled. Instead, wealth becomes truly meaningful when you treat it as a tool to create impact not only for yourself but for your loved ones and the world around you. It's about making choices that uplift, empower, and inspire. Whether it's building opportunities for others, spending more time with family, or pursuing dreams you once thought were out of reach, wealth is the energy that makes those possibilities real. If this message resonates with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What does true wealth mean to you? Share your perspective in the comments below. We value your insights and experiences. And if you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our growing community. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.